This episode of Off the Script is brought to you by WrestleRumble.com and the Royal Rumble Pick'em. The Royal Rumble Pick'em is a contest based on a point system where the winner will be the contestant with the most points. Contestants can earn points by correctly picking the winners of the Royal Rumble matches as well as the 30-man over-the-top rope Royal Rumble. And I'll tell you what, man, WrestleRumble.com has absolutely outdone themselves with the biggest prize list of all time. Just like inside the Alamo Dome this Sunday at the Royal Rumble, you could be sending yourself to WrestleMania 33. First place is $500 cash and 2 WrestleMania tickets. Second place is $200 cash and 2 WrestleMania tickets. Third place is $100. Fourth place is $75. Fifth place is $75. Sixth place is $50. Seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th place is a free entry into the WrestleMania Pick'em contest this coming April. And listen to this, it's not over yet. If you get the most questions answered with the most points during the Royal Rumble match itself, you will be sending yourself to NXT Takeover Orlando WrestleMania 33 weekend. One entry is $10, and if you guys want 3 times the chance to go to WrestleMania, a triple entry is $20. Once again, that is WrestleRumble.com. The Royal Rumble Pick'em is now live. Enter today, and make sure you're the last one standing inside the Royal Rumble Pick'em. On this episode of Off the Script, number 154, part number 1, to kickstart your Royal Rumble weekend! Your official preview and predictions for not only the Royal Rumble, but NXT Takeover San Antonio. Also, Kenny Omega finally speaks. What are his definitive plans for 2017? Also, ProWrestlingCrate and That Wrestling Crate unboxings today. Also, the first ever PayPal Rumble drawing. Who will be chosen in the first ever Off the Script PayPal Rumble in what promises to be one of the biggest Off the Script episodes of all time, getting you all ready for the Royal Rumble.
JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel. Off the Script this weekend, Royal Rumble. This weekend, man, honestly, it kickstarts the new year. It really kickstarts the new year for us wrestling fans. This is when I really signify and signal in the new year, man. The Royal Rumble is one of the most anticipated matches I wait for all year. It is easily my favorite pay-per-view of the year. And this year, WWE has done a great job at building the hype and making you feel like, for the first time in a long time, There is no guaranteed winner, man. We don't know what the WWE's got planned. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know what direction they're going in. You know, a lot of things are being hush-hush. They're being kept under lock and key. We got Goldberg. We got The Undertaker. We got Brock Lesnar. We got the most loaded Royal Rumble of all time, with the possibilities of a Ty Dillinger and a Samoa Joe and a Finn Balor making their returns or debuts inside the Royal Rumble. One person who will not be making his debut inside the Royal Rumble is Kenny Omega. I will talk about that. And go figure, I make a video and upload the video on what is it, a Thursday? On Thursday afternoon, and then he comes out 2 hours after my video goes live and says, you know what? I'm not going to the WWE. I'm not going to be in the Royal Rumble, motherfucker. I'm going right back to New Japan. I'm going back to Japan. I'm going to renegotiate my deal for another year. And I'm going to stay there. So he was on Wrestling Observer Radio with Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But I want to thank everybody for making this show special, man. I love doing this each and every week. I got a list of shit I'm going to go over, man. We got so much stuff to go over. We got so much stuff to get into. Okay? If you guys heard that Wrestle Rumble promo in the beginning, how can you not be hyped with that, man? You guys want to go to WrestleMania? You guys want to, which I will talk about as well, because I just booked my hotel room for WrestleMania. I'll tell you about that as well. But you guys want to go to WrestleMania? You guys want to go to NXT Orlando, Takeover Orlando? You're going to win tickets and cash if you enter the Wrestle Rumble pool, man. Unbelievable. Royal Rumble Pick'em. Do it. WrestleRumble.com. I don't need to repeat myself. You guys want to go to Mania? You want to see me down there? You want to have a few drinks with JD? Then do it. WrestleRumble.com. That promo is fire. I tell you that right now. We got subscriber stories, which we'll go over in a little bit. We got 2 today. We're going to go over, I got That Wrestling Club and ProWrestlingCrate unboxings. 2 new unboxings right here on Off the Script. You're going to love it. I haven't even opened them yet, so I don't know what's inside. I believe ProWrestlingCrate is Latino Heat themed. And That Wrestling Club, this is my first time with their product, and we're going to be doing unboxings with them. I want to thank them for shipping me a box to unveil to you guys right here. I got coupon codes if you guys are interested in anything you see. The PayPal Royal Rumble drawing will take place today. I'm going to choose 5 winners. 5 t-shirts are going out. And I'm going to start off with this Kenny Omega news, man. We're going to get right into it. I hate that I uploaded this fucking video and he comes out and says, you know what, I'm going back to New Japan. But Kenny Omega's been the buzz of the wrestling world, and that's been no secret. He's been building his brand. He's been making a name for himself away from the ring, and smart on him, good on him, you know. I have become a big fan of Kenny Omega and how he handles himself, how he speaks. I've been very vocal about that right here on the channel. And no one knew where he would end up. But all the thoughts that everybody was thinking, possibilities, booking scenarios, fantasy matches, WrestleMania main events, that obviously now has gone away. No more. Stop thinking about it. It's not happening, at least this year. Sadly for WWE fans, it appears that Omega will remain with New Japan to pursue his goal of becoming the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at some point this year. Kenny Omega actually appeared on the Wrestling Observer Radio Show to discuss his future with Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez. The word was that he would be making a decision on his future on Friday, but technically it is already Friday in Japan. So when the show was heard, it was Friday where Kenny Omega was residing. He wanted to tell the world that he plays and plans to remain with New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is a big keep for New Japan, who knows Kenny Omega is too big to lose right now. Omega would say that despite people wanting him to appear in the Royal Rumble this Sunday for the WWE, he will not be appearing in the match, and felt that they already had enough terrific talent in the match that he did not want to ruin that. He went on to say that he has not signed a contract with New Japan yet, but he plans to fly out to Japan next month. I believe he's in Japan now. He's going to go back home to Winnipeg, and then he's going to fly back to Japan. He's going to rest up a little bit, fly back out there, and he is going to renegotiate a new deal for at least another year, you know? But that's where we are right now with Kenny Omega. He made it very clear that he would not be resigning for multiple years, as he only wanted to sign for one more year with the organization. So you kind of get the feeling that Omega wants to go to WWE. They might have huge plans for him You know, they might have talked to him already. He might have had some negotiations with them, and he might have felt them out a little bit, and he wanted to see where they were coming from and what exactly they would do with him. He eventually landed with New Japan for another year, and he wants to sign with New Japan for another year. But I will say this, man. He mentioned that the New Japan negotiations could always go belly up. I don't expect them to. I believe he's going to go there. He's going to sign, and they're going to keep him for another year. Omega would tell the Wrestling Observer Radio that he felt he could make a bigger impact in Japan right now than in the WWE. That might very well be true. You can't blame Kenny Omega for wanting to do this and make this decision. New Japan has had more buzz around it than I could ever remember with Wrestle Kingdom 11. Everybody's praising his work. Nobody's been talking about Kenny Omega more now, than now. And they are going to bleed into the United States. They're going to have shows and tapings on the West Coast in California. You know, I believe some of you said the G1 is actually going to be taking place in the United States, if that's true. Or is it some type of tournament's going to be taking place over in California? I don't know exactly what it is, but Kenny Omega feels that he might want to be a part of that. You know, he wants to be there for the launch and the growth of New Japan in the United States. And he wants to take that, and he wants to put that on his back, and he wants to help it grow. He's been there so long, and he's done so much for them. He's been honorable, and he's been dedicated, and he's been loyal. And that's what a good worker does, man. That's what a good employee does. He's loyal. And if and when he does win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, it will be deserved because of all that he's done for New Japan. And I'm glad that he has come to a decision to make himself happy. I'm glad that he has goals. And to be perfectly honest with you, I would have loved Kenny Omega in the WWE, but you got to think of it realistically. He has so much buzz around him right now. He's going to be worth more at 34 years old, just as he is now at 33 years old. What's 1 year? What is 1 year to the WWE? WWE ain't going anywhere. He's going to make his resume greater. Whatever he does in 2017, when his contract is up on January 31st, 2018, or whenever his contract is up in 2018, he is going to lobby himself, and he's going to make himself a bigger payday. He's going to put on another match of the year candidate with Okada. He's going to win championships. He's going to be a centerpiece for New Japan Pro Wrestling. All of that comes with a bigger price tag, and Kenny Omega knows that. So there's no reason to believe that when he does go to WWE, because you know it's coming, he's going to be worth more then than he is now. Can't blame him. It's a good business move. And the Q&As that he took part in, and all the speculation, and all the podcasts, and all the fucking dirt sheets that he was giving interviews to, this and that, left and right. You know, he played himself up, man. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was the talk of the town, and he fucking ran with it. Meltzer got him on the show, and good on him, man. He was an honorable guy to say, you know what, I don't want people thinking that I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble, and then, come Sunday, I'm not there. So I want to get it out there right now. I'm not going to be there. So don't wait for me. Don't anticipate me. You know, the match is filled with 30 guys, 30 great talents. Watch the match for what it is. Enjoy the match for what it is. I'm not going to be there. So good on him for getting that out. Instead of us waiting with fucking, sweat dripping down our foreheads, Kenny Omega coming out. And then we're going to have number 30 hit, and then we see fucking James Ellsworth come out, and there's no Kenny Omega, But good on him. And to continue this report, many people find it interesting that Kenny Omega would go on a radio show and announce his intentions to stay with New Japan. Kenny has always been big on kayfabe, so it seems odd that he would make a big deal about where he'd go and would not just show up at the place he plans to be at. He made it very clear that he has not signed a deal with anyone, and made it sure to everybody, to make it known that he was flying out to Japan next month to sign. Many take what Kenny Omega said as a bit odd. He's been playing up the idea of possibly leaving WWE for a while now. He's even mentioned he wants to be at WrestleMania. That's his ultimate goal. I believe him in that. That's everybody's ultimate goal. Why would that not be on Kenny Omega's bucket list? Main event WrestleMania. He even mentioned AJ Styles. I want AJ Styles at WrestleMania. That's what I want. Of course I want to be at WrestleMania. Of course I want a main event WrestleMania. Who do I want to do it with? AJ Styles. Because AJ Styles is the best wrestler in the world. So, he's made that very well known to everybody. Okay? He wanted to make sure people knew that he did have an interest and may very well end up there. You know, not now, but later. He mentioned in a Q&A that he will love to wrestle AJ Styles at WrestleMania before he cannot do it anymore, before his body deteriorates. That's what he said. This could be why Kenny Omega is not signing multiple years with New Japan and only signing a one-year extension. He may be doing this so he can win the IWGP Heavyweight title and then go to WWE in 2018 and pursue his goals there. A whole new set of goals, a whole new set of I want this for Kenny Omega, and he will certainly get it. It seems to be very important to him that he wins the IWGP title before he does anything else in his career. Can't blame him for that. You want something, you go fucking get it, dude. Seriously. However, one would say that if he does go to WWE and he does what he wants there, he could always return to Japan when he's done and win that title that has eluded him for so long. Why wait? You're there now. You got this buzz around you. You got your buzz around the company now with Okada. You're just coming off the fucking 6-star match that Meltzer gave you, right? Why not continue that? It makes sense to do it now instead of go to WWE and then come back and revisit it. Who knows if Okada's going to be around? Who knows if he's not going to be hurt? You know? He wants to do it now. They got something special now. Do it now. Obviously, due to not signing yet, WWE could always offer Kenny Omega a major contract to change his mind on going back to Japan. Omega has not negotiated a new deal with them yet, so it would make sense for WWE to make one final offer to get him to jump now that they know his decision. Very interesting. A lot of people say, no, he's going back to New Japan. He's not going to be in the Rumble, he's going back to Japan. Who's to say that on January 31st that WWE, Triple H, and Vince McMahon don't sit down and call this guy up? We're going to offer you this. Who's to say they won't put him in the main event for WrestleMania now? Probably not. It's not likely. But who's to say that they won't offer him something? And I'll go over exactly what I think Kenny Omega should be doing in WWE. But, of course, they could also tell Kenny Omega that he has a deal waiting for him in 2018 as well. Regardless of what happens with Kenny Omega and where he goes, he will surely make wherever he lands a great place to be. Omega is known for giving fans a great match every single time. He never fails to deliver, and he may be the hottest act in the world right now. He certainly will be the hottest act in the world when his contract is up next year as well. Just imagine what kind of year Kenny Omega will have now that New Japan realizes how big of a star they truly have. That is the latest on Kenny Omega, okay? No Royal Rumble, no WWE as of right now. It's not out of the question yet. We're not in the dark completely, but it looks like he's going back to Japan unless Triple H and Vince McMahon blow him away with a fucking offer he cannot refuse. So that is the latest on Kenny Omega. He said it himself. From the horse's mouth, he said it himself. Now, I want to make mention of the video I did about Kenny Omega. He teased. He teased coming to the WWE. He teased being in the Royal Rumble. He teased, mentioning AJ Styles and wanting WrestleMania aspirations and all that shit. That's what the video was done about. And then most of the video was about me and how I would blueprint Kenny Omega's, homecoming party to the WWE. I had a few people, a few bad seeds, a few elitist fucks who think that they're always right about everything because they're fans of Kenny Omega or they know him so fucking well, right? They know exactly the fucking date, time, and day of the week the fucking guy was born. They were there when his fucking parents were having fucking sex, right? The day of. Give me a fucking break, man. You fucking people sicken me. Really. You know everything, right? Just like you say, oh, JD knows everything. Fuck this guy, right? He thinks who he is. Who the fuck you think you are? I had some of the most outlandish fucking comments aimed towards me about my Kenny Omega video. Oh, Kenny Omega is bigger than NXT. Really now? Really now? So I guess Shinsuke Nakamura is a piece of garbage, being that he went to NXT. Oh, look at what they're doing with Nakamura. Nakamura's only in NXT so that he could work on his promo. That's what you think? You think Nakamura is in NXT to work on his promo? You think that's the only reason why Nakamura is there? Right? What about Bobby Roode? Why is Bobby Roode not on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown? Dude's 38 years old. Why is he in NXT and not on Monday Night Raw or Tuesday Night SmackDown Live? Why? Huh? What about Finn Balor? Finn Balor was there for 2.5 years. Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was there, right? Kevin Owens didn't belong in NXT, right? He could have went right to the main roster based on his wrestling ability, correct? What about Sami Zayn? Sami Zayn was down there for 3 fucking years. Sami Zayn was. Neville, right? Neville didn't need to be in NXT. Neville could have went right to the fucking main roster, but Neville was there. Neville was there. They are all there. Oh, AJ Styles didn't go there. How come AJ Styles didn't go? I don't know if you don't remember last year, but WWE's roster was fucking decimated with injury. There was nothing about the Royal Rumble last year that said, you know what? This Rumble is fucking great. Triple H was slated to win the Royal Rumble, and we knew that weeks in advance. We knew it was going to be Roman Reigns and Triple H. That was your Royal Rumble. They just put AJ Styles in there to pretty much give the fucking marks something to fucking cry home about. To get some excitement out of them. But overall, their roster was fucking decimated with injury. They needed a star like AJ Styles on the main roster, in the Rumble, to generate buzz, and then he shows up on Monday Night Raw and they thrust him in a feud with Chris Jericho because that's who they thought would be the best worker to work with right now as an introduction to WWE. AJ Styles said to Triple H, before Triple H took a conference call this week about NXT and TakeOver and the Royal Rumble weekend, he said that AJ Styles told him that AJ himself should have went to NXT to learn all the ins and outs of WWE and what it really means to be with the company and do live television like WWE does. To be a part and learn the production that is a WWE show. You think Nakamura is only there for his promo ability? Are you fucking serious? Everybody that thinks NXT is some fucking minor league wasteland that WWE brings in all these indie guys and throws them in NXT because they're not good enough for the main roster is fucking ludicrous. Do you fucking elitist fucks honestly think that Kenny Omega is going to come into the WWE and pick up right where he left off at Wrestle Kingdom 11 with Okada? You think he's going to just simply walk onto Monday Night Raw and start fucking flipping all over the place and, you know, start damaging everybody with a one-winged angel and fucking cutting promos and coming out with fucking shotguns and dressed as determined? You think he's going to come out and do everything he did at Wrestle Kingdom 11 on one of Vince's main shows? You really have no fucking idea what NXT is all about. It's not a minor league wasteland for these indie guys to just go there and waste away until WWE feels like they're ready for the main roster. It's not even close to that. Why was Balor down there? Why was Zayn and Owens and Neville and Nakamura and Bobby Roode and everybody else that's fucking coming in to WWE, the Adam Coles and the Kyle O'Reillys and the Chris Heroes and everybody else that's coming into WWE from the indies, they're going right to NXT. Why? Because it's a learning experience. Kenny Omega, no matter what they do in New Japan, no matter what they did at Wrestle Kingdom 11, it is not a WWE production. WWE is the fucking New York Yankees of the wrestling industry, okay? You got New Japan over there who, I don't know, you could name any fucking team in the league, right? I don't know, the Mets. They're the Mets, right? The Mets are always going to be second best in New York, always. It doesn't matter if the Yankees are in last place. The Yankees are always going to be the number one franchise in the sport, okay? And WWE is the New York Yankees of the wrestling industry. You know, you come to the fucking Yankees, you do things the Yankees way, man. You know, no facial hair. No facial hair whatsoever. What happened to what happened to everybody that came to the Yankees that had facial hair? You got to have clean cut. You got to look like a fucking role model. You got to look like a fucking GQ fucking cover star. They don't allow none of that, man. You fucking go to the Yankees, you abide by their rules, and you do what they say because they're the most heralded organization in the fucking sport. That's what the WWE is. You go to the WWE, you do exactly what they say and what they do as far as a production for live television. Kenny Omega, no matter how great he is always gonna go to NXT. He's not needed on the main roster, and he won't be needed on the main roster when he comes in 2018 either, because he has a lot of learning to do. Camera, lighting, how you walk down the fucking ramp for your entrance, theme music, getting it right, everything about the WWE style. He's not going to be wrestling a New Japan style in WWE at all. He's going to have to pretty much do what he did over there and take what he learned over there and dumb it down for WWE television. You're not going to learn that as soon as you get to Monday Night Raw. They're not going to throw you on Monday Night Raw and you're not going to learn the ways just like that overnight. It is a process. That's why Sami Zayn was down there for 3 years. He learned it. Now, some of these guys learned it 6 months to a year. You don't need to be down there for 3 fucking years. But then at that point, unless they have a plan for you, then you're called up. Nakamura is not there for his fucking promos, you fucking goons. Nakamura is there because Triple H said it right from his fucking mouth that Nakamura didn't have any expertise in how a production like WWE is run because it's unlike any other beast out there. He had to get acclimated with how they do television and tapings and live and pay-per-view and all this other shit. And how they choreograph the fucking entrance and what you do in the ring and this and that. Kenny Omega's not going to walk into WWE and go right to Monday Night Raw and go right to WrestleMania and go right to AJ Styles and get in his face and start challenging for WWE championships. Kenny Omega is not bigger than NXT. Okay? And I would not take that, you fucking elitist fucks, as a slap in the face. Kenny Omega is bigger than NXT. Really? Kenny Omega is bigger than NXT? Let me tell you something. Nobody's bigger than WWE. Nobody's bigger than NXT. NXT is the breeding ground for the future of this business. They're getting everybody that you loved in the indies, you fucking marks. They're getting everybody that you loved ready for prime time. They may be a superstar on their own accord. WWE is going to solidify them and bring that superstar out of them. That's what they do. WWE is not in the business of fucking taking these indie guys and just holding them up in some underground fucking company that they created, right? No, they're not going to do that. They're in the business to make superstars. You either are or you aren't. And everybody in there that has been brought up that we love so dearly from the independent scene has been successful, okay? Kenny Omega will be successful. He will be successful in the WWE. But it's never a bad thing to go to NXT because there's always something to learn. If you're not learning anything, you're not growing. You guys want to see Kenny Omega grow? You want to see him get better than he already is right now? You want to see him as the face of the fucking wrestling industry? You want him to be the face of the fucking company like you think he deserves? Just give him to Triple H. Give him to the people that Triple H has surrounded himself with in NXT. Do not skip on NXT. I am telling you right now, it's not minor league. It's a fucking experience. It's about growth. And Omega needs it. There's not one man bigger than NXT. And Kenny Omega is not bigger than NXT. Keep that in mind. For everybody that said, oh, he's bigger than NXT, he should go right to the main roster. Why? So, Vince McMahon and Kenny Omega. So they get their fucking hands and teeth on Kenny Omega, right? Come on, bro. You don't want that. Give him to Triple H. Triple H is going to put him in the oven, and he's going to watch him, and he's going to bake him, and he's going to look good. He's going to fucking come out a fucking winner, right? And then whatever they do with him on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, wherever he goes. Needless to say, he's going to be a superstar. Don't skip on NXT. Think before you speak, and please, use your fucking brains. Okay? That's what I got to say about that. Sorry for the rant. Anyway, that's the Kenny Omega news. Subscriber stories, man. I got two this week. And I want to go over them right now. We're going to start one. I'm going to put my notes away for a little bit here. I got my notebook out. I'm going to read it right from my phone. I got one from Tobias. Hello, JD. I really hope this is the right email address that I am writing to because I have to thank you. My name is Tobias, and I'm 22 years old. I live in Denmark, and I have been a subscriber for almost 4 years now. Holy shit, dude. That's almost all the time I've been on YouTube. Thank you. You've always been one of my favorite channels on YouTube, but especially lately where I live, I have been in a tough time. The last 2 months has probably been the worst of my young life. In early December, my grandma had a stroke and almost died. It hit my family very hard, but my grandma is tough, and she fought her way back from it. As things finally seemed to get better, I got hit by a car in early January and got a really big concussion from it. When I told my boss what happened and that I wouldn't be able to come in for work for a couple of weeks, she fired me. I don't think she could do that, dude. I would have slapped a lawsuit on the company and her for doing that. But I'm sorry to hear that. It wasn't personally, but strictly business, she told me. Fucking bitch. I will never work in the insurance business ever again. And just when it seemed that life couldn't keep fucking me any more than it already had, my mom got diagnosed with cancer in her throat just 3 days ago. She's only 49. She had surgery this week, and we are praying that it went well and that the cancer is completely gone. I've always watched a lot of YouTube, but lately there's only 2 channels that I really feel I have the energy to watch. Your channel is one of them and is the only wrestling-related channel. I want to thank you for every week making me forget the shit that has been happening to me and my family, at least for an hour or so, even when the WWE product can't, because most of the time it's so bad. I don't always see things eye to eye with you. I never expect people to. Tobias, don't worry about that, bro. But I always appreciate your opinion, because you have a great mind for the business. I know you will make it, and no matter if it continues to be on YouTube or in any other way, I will always support you, because you have been one of the few bright spots I have had to look forward to in the last couple of months. If you want, you are free to read this email on Off the Script. If you don't want to, it's also okay. No matter what, thank you, he puts in capital letters, from the bottom of my heart. Sincerely, Tobias. P.S. Sorry if there are some spelling errors. English isn't my first language. You did very well, bro. You did very well with the spelling. I understood you completely. And I want to thank you for being with me for 4 years, man. That's a long fucking time. That's almost just as long as I've been on YouTube. And I want to thank you for sticking with me for 4 years, man. And I hope you're with me for the next 4 years and beyond. There's big things coming, man. Whether it's me here, whether it's me breaking into the business somehow, which I'm trying to do as a play-by-play commentator. I got a great company that I'm working for now with House of Glory. And I got a great partner in Matt Shapiro. You know, he's my partner with the play-by-play. And the company is fucking dedicated to giving you a great product. I hope it goes far, man. We got some big plans for 2017. I'm going to help them grow, and I hope it makes me better out of it. And I want to thank everybody for sticking with me, man. And Tobias, as far as your grandma, I know my grandma and my family really aren't on speaking terms anymore. And I'm glad your grandma is fighting. And she fought back from that stroke. That's a scary situation. You know, I had my grandma, My grandma's losing her mind, man. I don't know if she's getting Alzheimer's like my grandpa or if she's getting some type of mild dementia, but it's not good right now. And in fact, I haven't even spoke to my grandma in like a year and a half, just because of just family drama and family problems that have stemmed and occurred from my grandpa's passing. It's been 2 years almost since I haven't seen my grandma, and I haven't seen my grandma, and I haven't had a desire to go see my grandma because of how she has become as a person. And I may end up regretting that, because next thing you know, and I'm gonna get a phone call from my mom saying that grandma's not here anymore. But I feel like she didn't love my grandpa. I feel like she wanted my grandpa to die quicker than he did, and she didn't really care about him, and she took care of him here and there, but she always had something negative to say about him in every situation. And he didn't know what he was doing because he was battling Alzheimer's. He was so fucking innocent. I remember when I was over there, and I was freaking out, because I was there by myself watching him as my mom took my grandma shopping, and we were watching the Mets. It was a summer afternoon game, and for some reason he wanted to go walk outside. I took him outside, but he wanted to go knock on random people's houses, because he used to roof. He was a roofer for 60 years. He had his own business, and he was telling me, I'm not sure if he was in his right mind or not, but he was telling me, I did that roof, and I want to go see if these people need jobs and whatnot. And I'm like, Grandpa, you're retired. You're home. You're not working anymore. And he didn't understand that. He always had that working mentality. And my grandma would make fun of him for saying outlandish things or doing outlandish things, And I never forgave her for that. And then on top of that, my grandma's dog Selena, who you guys, if you guys have been a part of my channel, you would have seen pictures of her. I made a video about it. My grandpa in his deteriorating state gave the dog an abundance of sugar, and it killed the dog. The dog was only 8 years old. And my grandma didn't want to be home. My grandma didn't want to be home with my grandpa. She wanted to go out to the fucking casinos. And she left my grandpa at home with my Uncle Jerry. My Uncle Jerry wasn't watching the dog. He wasn't watching my grandpa the way he should have been. And it all resulted in Selena passing. The dog was dead. I never cried so hard in my entire life. My mom loved that fucking dog, and seeing my mom cry makes me cry automatically. And then seeing my mom cry as well as a dog dying, I couldn't fucking help myself, man. It was so bad I left work early. I traveled all the way from Wall Street that morning because my dad called me. I traveled all the way to fucking from Wall Street to home crying. And I'll never forgive my grandma for that. I'll never forgive her for that. I believe she ultimately led to my grandpa, being mistreated in his deteriorating state with Alzheimer's. And I believe, due to the actions of my grandma, the dog passed away because she wasn't there watching the dog like she usually did. I'm not saying this to make anybody sad. I want to let you know my situation with my grandma. Love your grandma. Take care of your grandma. Watch over her. Watch over her like I did my grandpa. Those are the most precious years, man. They did so much for you growing up. It's only right to give back to them. Take care of her, and I'm glad she's okay. As far as your mom goes, I hope everything is okay, man. My mom, your mom's young, 49 years old. My mom is in her middle 50s. I believe she's 56, 57. And her birthday's actually on Tuesday. The 29th is the Rumble. Thursday, today's Thursday. We got the Rumble on Sunday, the 29th. My mom's birthday's on Tuesday, the 31st. So, I hope everything's all right with your mother. And if things change, please let me know. I'll let everybody know here on the podcast. Let me know what's going on with your mom, if everything's all right following surgery. And just like I said, keep everybody updated. And I'll let everybody listening, man, keep Tobias in your thoughts and prayers about his mother's cancer and the surgery. Hopefully it's all gone. And like I said, Tobias, keep us updated with your mother's condition. Second one here. This will be the last one for this week. We'll continue again next week. Thank you guys. If you guys want to send me stories, if you guys have anything truly inspiring that's going to help somebody out, if you guys want to share anything with me, at JD, or my email is jdfromny206@yahoo.com. If you guys want to reach out to me on Twitter, I was going to say at jdfromny206. This one is from Daniel, and he titles this email, "To a True Hero in Disguise." My Transformer? Hero in disguise? Anyway, if I was a Transformer, I'd be Megatron, because he was the fucking beast. He was fucking great. The original Megatron, the gun Megatron. Anyway, JD, I'm not expecting this to even be read. Whoa, look at that. You didn't expect it, but I'm doing it anyway, bro. I'm not expecting this to even be read due to the high volume of letters that I'm sure you get, but I felt that I should share my story with you. In 2012, my family and I had been struggling to a point where we were homeless, and while a family member did take us in, there were many nights we went hungry most of the day. I couldn't find a job, and with my mom just having surgery and unable to work, I felt so useless. Even when we found a new place, the cloud never went away. It got so bad to where I got closer to my mom's shotgun than I needed to. But on that night, I happened to find your Mario Kart 8 gameplay, and I shit you not, 5 words saved my fucking life. And he puts in quotes, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Just ask my buddy Genius and my buddy Vex when we play Call of Duty how I just break it out randomly. Are you fucking kidding me? You gotta see me get quick scoped in Black Ops 2. It'll come out. It'll come out. It always does. I hadn't laughed so hard in a long time. From then, I became a loyal fan. From gameplay to wrestling, I knew when I got a notification from your channel, I can expect facts, entertainment, and an all-around great time. The goon voice, Kevin Gay. The goon voice, the Kevin Dunn impressions, and everything in between brings me a smile I rarely see, or I rarely saw in 3 years. You even inspired me to create my own podcast with a few friends who love wrestling as much as you do and I do. There's so much I can't thank you enough for. In closing, now I have a job, and we are also getting by the grace of God. In closing, now I have a job, and we are getting by with the grace of God. Also following you on Twitter, I know that you deal with a lot of assholes that try to bring you down week after week, but no matter what, please don't ever stop what you do, because I want those 5 words to save someone else's life like they saved mine. Thank you, and forever a fan. God bless. Daniel from New Jersey. I appreciate that, Daniel. Thank you very much, bro. And it's amazing how many of you, are so open with me about your stories. It really is eye-opening, man, that we're all struggling with the same shit, with depression, with loneliness, and it always strikes me and it takes me back that I don't do anything out of the ordinary, man. I am honestly just like you guys. I'm a regular fucking dude from New York who loves wrestling and loves video games, and I got my own problems, man. A lot of them you guys don't know. A lot of the shit that I deal with internally every day, and I sit depressed, I sit lonely, I sit and cry when I need to, But it's amazing how what I do here, can just bring a smile to somebody's face. And I'm glad that you're on the right track, Daniel. I'm glad that everything worked out for the best. I'm glad that my stupidity and my fucking outlandish catchphrases can really make you smile and laugh and say, you know what, there's more to this, man. I love life. That fucking means the world to me, man. So I thank you, and I'm glad that everything's working out for you. Keep the faith up. Keep on going. Hard work pays off, bro. Hard work pays off. If you're watching and you're in the comments, leave your podcast, the name of your podcast, where we can find it in the comments. I'll pin it as the top comment for Off the Script. So if you guys are watching, Make sure you guys go check out Daniel's podcast if he is watching, if he does post it in the comments. Glad everything's all right, bro, and thank you for sharing your story right here on Off the Script. Now, what we're going to do is we got 2 unboxings, man. Yes, we will get to the... Dude, this is going to be a massive fucking episode. I got so much stuff on my list here. We got unboxings to do. We got a fucking PayPal Rumble. So we're going to get into everything, all right? I'm going to unbox that wrestling box, and we're going to do Pro Wrestling Crate unboxings, okay? Or that wrestling club, rather. I'm sorry. That wrestling club and Pro Wrestling Crate unboxings. So we got these 2 boxes, and the funny thing is, these boxes, it was nonstop rain for like 2 fucking days in New York. And the fucking mailman delivers them both at the same time. He leaves them on the fucking front doorstep upstairs. I had to go out to go take out the trash because I didn't want my apartment smelling with fucking a full trash can of garbage. So I go out there, I see them fucking just soaking wet. I'm like, motherfucker, I hope nothing in these boxes is fucked up. So they were soaking wet. I had to leave them by the heater to dry off, and here we are. The boxes are all fucked up, but hopefully nothing's in it. I haven't even looked in these things yet, but we're going to do some unboxings. With that wrestling club, if you guys like anything you see, okay, this is new. I want to thank them for sending me a box to unveil to you guys. This is my first time dealing with that wrestling club. They've been so nice via DM on Twitter. They sent me a box. They got my t-shirt size right. They even gave me a coupon code. If you guys want to check them out, man, I'll leave you all the information that you need in the description. And if you guys want to go visit them on the internet, you could use the code JD from NY to save 10% off your first purchase, man. So JD from NY for that wrestling club. And then Pro Wrestling Crate, I believe the theme for ProWrestlingTees box is Latino Heat. So it's going to be pretty awesome. We're going to unbox those guys right now. I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab them in my living room, and I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, guys, we're going to open the Pro Wrestling Crate first. This has been my favorite crate, my favorite unboxing for the last couple of months, man. This is quality shit because it's coming from ProWrestlingTees. And I am partnering with Barbershop Window that is run by ProWrestlingTees. And you guys know my fucking t-shirts are top quality, and everything in this crate is the same fucking thing. Imagine I get one of my fucking crates, but I'm not part of Latino Heat though. So I'm not Latino Heat, man. I may lie, cheat, and steal. No, I really don't, but you guys get my point. Anyway, let me open this. Fuck. I didn't even pull the tape off. That's how much of a goon I am. This box is so fucked up. It got so wet from the rain. Just fucking constant rain all week. It just sucks. Sucks so bad. Come on, motherfucker. We got it open. All right. Yeah, we got Latino Heat, Pro Wrestling Crate menu. Spoiler alert. Obviously, they give you the card to let you know what's coming. Next month's crate is High Flyers. So that's pretty cool. I don't have a code for these guys. I might have one in here, but if I do, I'll give it to you guys. Let's see what we got here, man. What do we got? Gray, I like it. Ooh, look at that. Latino Heat. I like that, man. That's a nice color. That's a nice design. Beautiful. Beautiful right there, man. ProWrestlingTees is fucking so great. They are so fucking great. What do we got here? Is this the Latino World Order? Yes, it is. The Latino World Order, man. Look at that. That's nice, too. I like that. I don't know if I'll be wearing these. Yeah, they are wet. They are wet from the fucking rain, you fucking asshole, Mother Nature. Go fuck yourself. Latino Heat. Whatever, there's a few other things in here. Is that a Kenny Omega fucking poster? You motherfucker, man. What do we got here? Another shirt. Ooh, look at that. Lince Dorado. 2-minute matches on Monday Night Raw. Really going to get him over, right? Yeah. He was great in the Cruiserweight Classic. What happened, bro? What is this? Is this a keychain? What the fuck is this, man? If I could open this motherfucker. I think I got a fucking pen here. I can't even get it open. I can't even get it open, man. Look at this shit. That's how you do it. Use your fucking teeth. See the teeth? these teeth, they come in handy, bro. They're nice and strong. Yep, it's a keychain. Mystico! Look at that. Keychain. That's got the Corona logo on the back. I don't drink Corona, bro. Only on vacations. And when I'm down in Orlando, I'm not drinking fucking Corona. I'll tell you that. Anyway, what is this? Got a bunch of fucking stats on the back in Spanish. I don't know. Whatever. What is this? Oh my God. A pin of Vicky Guerrero. Excuse me. I didn't like Vicky. She got fucking massive heat, though. I'll tell you that. Ooh. Is this what I think it is? Please tell me this is a beanie. Please tell me this is a beanie, bro. Look at this, dude. Look at this. Lucha Underground socks. Lucha Underground socks. I'll be wearing this, man, when I do my next commentary gig for Our House of Glory, and I dress in a nice suit and a nice tie. I'm gonna be wearing my black socks, man. My Lucha Underground socks. That's fucking beast. That is beast, dude. And they feel so good. They feel so good, man. What is this? Latino Heat. Bunch of fucking wrestlers on here. Who gives a shit? Wrestling DVD I'll never watch. Oh, no, it's Eddie Guerrero. It looked like Kenny Omega with the fucking blonde in his head. It's fucking Eddie Guerrero. Why would it be Kenny Omega? Kenny Omega's not Latino Heat. Viva la raza. Just a catalog here. Pictures. We got pictures here of some Mexican wrestling action. Hey. Not bad, huh? Anyway, what else we got here? What else do we got here, man? What else is in this crate? All the wrestling you need. I don't know. Women's Wrestling Network, Roku, advertisements. I like my advertisement for the Ghost Bet. I'm actually going to check that out. Lucha Underground. Tune into Lucha Underground Wednesdays on El Rey. Postcard. There you go. We know about that. And then every Pro Wrestling Crate customer gets 10% off all ProWrestlingTees.com orders. Look at that. There you go. If you haven't already received your coupon code for this month's via email, please email us at TopRopeTuesday.com so we can get you that code. So email TopRopeTuesday.com. 10% off. That is a fucking beast crate, man. That's some of my favorite stuff. That's some of my favorite stuff all month long, man. That is Pro Wrestling Crate by Pro Wrestling Tees. Absolutely fucking amazing product. Make sure you guys go and check them out. If you guys want the crate, I highly recommend it. I don't recommend a lot of shit to you guys. I only recommend the stuff that I personally believe in. That's something that I believe in, man. Pro Wrestling Crate by Pro Wrestling Tees. Now, for the first time, the unveiling of that wrestling club, man. I don't know what happened to WrestleCrate. I think they fucking abandoned me. So I had to find a new group of people that are going to appreciate the podcast. And that wrestling club, do they have their fucking info on the crate? I don't think so. I'll get the info. It'll be in the description. It'll be in the description. And these guys actually work out of Orlando, Florida. Go figure. Go figure. Ooh, I like what I see already, bro. I like what I see already. Oh my God, why, dude? Don't I have this one? Please tell me I don't have this one. No, I got another. It's a different one. Look at this. A Rusev action figure. What does he come with? He comes with the fucking jacket. Look at this. Yeah, what happened, Grim? I got my own figures, bro. I don't need you. You fucking motherfucker. Grim's Toy Show over here. Rusev, I'm gonna put you through a table, bitch. Wait till I get you in Orlando, motherfucker. Rusev. Action figure, elite. Fucking beast. There you go. Part of this collection, you got Cena, Balor, Sheamus, Booker T, and Stevie Ray. Rusev includes display stand and panel for number 4 of Diorama. That's fucking great. So we got a Rusev action figure, man. I'm loving it already. Fucking beast already, bro. We got a t-shirt here. We got a t-shirt here. I don't like white, by the way. I don't like white, by the way. Look at this, man. Is it a large? Hopefully it's a large. It feels bigger than a large. It is a large. The British Bulldog! Look at that! Davey Boy Smith, man. That's a fucking beast-looking t-shirt for being a white t-shirt. I wear it around the house, man. I don't wear white out. I don't like white. I wear white when I'm in the house and I'm home and I'm lounging around, but when I go out, I don't wear white. Look at this, man. Holy shit. Special edition 2 DVD set. The Best of Deathmatch Wrestling, Volume 3, the legendary Japanese tournament. Look at that, dude. Look at that. Holy shit. Beautiful, man. I may actually end up giving this away. I don't watch DVDs. I don't have time to watch fucking half of the shit that I'm doing now for the channel. But I may give this away in the PayPal Rumble, man. Deathmatch Wrestling, Volume 3. Look at that. Beast. Fucking beast. What do we got here? We got a card? Who the fuck is this? Heaven Hogan. Heaven Hogan. I guess it's Kevin Owens and Hulk Hogan mixed together? What the fuck that is? I don't know, that's cool looking. I don't know. I don't want to envision Kevin Owens and Hulk Hogan fused together. What do we got here, man? Thanks to the rain, this is all fucking wet. Boom Studios, #1. Hopeless. Seth Rollins, man. Look at that. Comic book. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, No Man Gaines, and Triple H smiling like the prick he is. We got a comic book here from Boom Studios. What the fuck? I don't know, man. It seems like it's all over the place. Creatures. You got the New Day battling creatures, and Seth Rollins cashing in his money in the bank. And some dude that looks like me. Look at this fucking guy. Look at that guy right here, man. Looks like me. Talking to Seth Rollins. I don't have the ponytail, though. I used to. This is pretty cool, man. I may end up giving this away, too, because I don't read. I don't know how to read. I don't. I failed. I failed reading in class, in school. So I may actually end up giving that away, too, in the PayPal Rumble. But we got Pro Wrestling Crate and That Wrestling Club, man. Come meet some legends. March 31st through April 1st, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Orlando, Florida. Tickets, thatwrestlingclub.com. Make sure you guys go get your fucking crate here. Thatwrestlingclub.com/WrestleCon. That Wrestling Club will be at WrestleCon. Kevin Nash. And who's that? Mean Gene and Al Snow. He wants some head. Yeah, so do I. What do we got here? And then it just goes over everything that was in the crate right there. You know, a nice little postcard for January 2017. If you guys want your crate, man, That Wrestling Club, it's That Wrestling Club on Twitter, on Facebook, That Wrestling Club, on Instagram, That Wrestling Club. And if you guys want to get your own box, man, thatwrestlingclub.com, and type in the coupon code JD from NY for 10% off, man. I want to thank these guys again for hooking me up with a fucking beast box. To be honest with you, the t-shirt and the fucking action figure are worth more than the crate itself. So automatically it's a fucking great deal, no matter what you get. So, thatwrestlingclub.com, coupon code JD from NY, save yourself 10% off. And I want to thank them and ProWrestlingTees, as always, man, for their beautiful fucking boxes, great product, and that's it, man. Great unboxings here this month on Off the Script for both. And I want to thank both companies for their love and support. Now, it is the time you've all been waiting for. It is the time that you've all been waiting for, man. The PayPal Rumble. I am going to put all your names in a randomizer. You're going to see it right on the screen. You're going to see me in the fucking corner, man. I'm going to get rid of all this setup here. Okay, if you guys are listening on iTunes, I'm going to be going through all the names. The Royal Rumble music's going to be playing. And we're going to pick 5 fucking winners. And then 5 winners from there, you're going to reach out to me, or I'm going to reach out to you guys, one or the other, and we're going to get you your fucking t-shirts. You're going to DM me on Twitter. We'll figure this thing out. I'll get you your fucking t-shirts direct from barbershop window. You tell me which one you want, what size, and we'll get you your t-shirts, man. 5 winners will be chosen right here from the PayPal Rumble. It was an unbelievable success, and I want to thank everybody that signed up and took part in this. We had we had 64 fucking people entering this thing, man. And if you guys love this now, I'm thinking about doing one for WrestleMania. That's going to blow your fucking socks off, man. I'm thinking of doing one for WrestleMania. Instead of giving away my merchandise, man, I may give away my merchandise and a fucking PS4. I'm going to go out myself and purchase a fucking PS4, and I'm going to ship it to one winner, man. One winner. Maybe during WrestleMania season. I don't know. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. Would you like to see the PayPal Rumble come back for WrestleMania? I'll give you guys 4 or 5 weeks to get into the fucking thing, and we give away a PS4. Would you guys like to see that, man? It'll be the same thing, same rules. $10 entry, and you enter once. You can enter as many times as you want, you know? And you get to be in the drawing for a PS4, brand new. Let me know if you guys want to see that and would be interested in being a part of the PayPal Rumble for WrestleMania. But without any further ado, let me get this all set up. I'll see you guys in a second, and we're going to choose 5 fucking winners for the first ever PayPal Rumble right here on Off the Script. All right, guys, the moment you've all been waiting for. The first ever PayPal Rumble. Here we go, man. I'm going to read off the list of entrants from number 1 all the way to number 64. Holy fucking shit. Mikey Ferro, Matthew Smith, Mario Maldonado, Starscream, Ian Davis, Colin Wright, Nikki Wolf, Florian Kreutzfeldt, Mary Ann Domagas, Patrick Pacheco, Harvey Davies, Ken McIntyre, Peter Fiala, Corey Peters, Roger Navjord, Josh Ashley, Solomon Tyson, the Coffee Man. What's up, bro? Derek Sutherland, Chris Riera, Joseph Asiarito. If I fucked your name up, bro, all these times, I apologize. I'm a fucking goon. All right. Jeremy Bell. And if I fuck up anybody else's names, I'm a fucking goon. Jeremy Bell, Kevin Bland, Jesse Walker, Randy Meyer, Michael Redmond, Andrew Gilmore, Mark Anderson, Jonathan DeFilippo, Curtis Lee, Michael Gorman, Brandon Moore, Daniel Barnes, Connor Mogan, William Miller, Victor McCullen, Elizabeth McDaniel, Joey Ramirez, Graylin Batiste, David Toy, Carrie McFadden, Nathaniel Hexam, Jason Gonzalez, Stephen Dorsey, Adam A is what I'm going to call you, bro. Adam A coming in at number 44, so I don't fuck up your name again. Trevor Cardinal, Christopher Hines, Vince Tarantini, Desmond Dukes, David McConnell, and my fucking computer just decides to shit itself. There you go, right back to. Are you fucking kidding me, computer? There you go. There you go. Something about Windows, man. I gotta get a new fucking computer. Desmond Dukes, David McConnell, Eric Yoka, Beth Liebig, Jesus Marmoleos, Jason Tarr, Matt Boffo from WrestleRumble.com. He entered twice, so he's got 2 entries. Claire Pearson, Yvonne Rodriguez. I got the fucking future Hall of Famer watching my podcast. Holy shit. Ivan Rodriguez III. Teo Castro. 460 Jeff Erickson. What's up, bro? Mark Stallman. Anthony Harper. Jason O'Neill. My Linda Beach. Pablo Hernandez. And Jeff Holden. Here we go, bro. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I got your names right there. From number 1 all the way to number 64, bro. Let's do it. Let's do it. This is it. Everybody's name is in there. Everybody's name is in there. Who is it gonna be? Pick a random name. The first one out of 5 Andrew Gilmore! Look at that! He is the first to win the PayPal Rumble. Now let's find him on the list. Let's eliminate him. Andrew Gilmore, let me mark it down. He was... Where is he? Andrew Gilmore. We got number 26 entrant winning it. Holy shit. Andrew Gilmore is the first. Who's the second? Jason Gonzalez. Wow, a late entry. No, actually, he was number 42. He was number 42, and he wins a t-shirt of his choice and Eva Marie or Kevin Owens Funko Pop right there. So those Funko Pop are now gone. The first two entrants right here of the field of five for the PayPal Rumble. Let me find Jason Gonzalez here and eliminate him from the list if I could find him. There he is. Jason Gonzalez, gone. Beautifully done. Here's number 3. What do we got going on? Elizabeth McDaniel! Wow! She wins it! The first female to come in and place number 3 in the PayPal Rumble. She wins a t-shirt of her choice from Barber Shop Window. Let's find Elizabeth McDaniel on this list and get her off of here. She is a winner. Unbelievable. We got 2 more entrants. We got 2 more winners. Who is it gonna be? Nathaniel Hexum. Wow. Nathaniel Hexum wins it. He is number 4. If I could find him on the list. I don't know where he is. Nathaniel Hexum, he wins. He's number 4. And that is 4 out of 5. Who is going to be the last one in this PayPal? I can't find Nathaniel on this fucking list. Did I fucking skip him? There he is. Nathaniel Hexum. There you are, bro. All right. Here we go, man. One more winner. Who is it going to be? With the Royal Rumble classic theme playing in the background. Who is it going to be? Eric Yoka! Wow! So Eric Yoka is the 5th one. So we got Eric Yoka, Jason Gonzalez, Elizabeth McDaniel, Andrew Gilmore, and Nathaniel Hexum, who win the PayPal Rumble. Unfucking believable. Thank you to everybody that has taken part in the PayPal Rumble. I greatly appreciate everybody who entered and took part and played along. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I'm going to get these t-shirts out to you guys now. The next step is to reach out to me. I want each one of you to reach out to me on Twitter, man, at JD from NY206. Tell me which shirt you want. Leave me your shipping information and tell me the size that you want. Make sure you get me all that information, man. The size that you want, the design that you want, and your shipping information, man. Thank you guys for taking part in the PayPal Rumble. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. And there will be more, man. There will definitely be more PayPal Rumbles coming up. All right? Cut the music. There you go. There you go, man. All right. So we got all that taken care of. PayPal Rumble drawing is now complete. We did the unboxings. We got subscriber stories out of the way. We got Kenny Omega out of the way. We got the Wrestle Rumble stuff out of the way. Also, I want to let you guys know, you guys are kicking ass on the sponsors, man. Gamefly and Audible are sponsoring the podcast from here on out. All right, Gamefly, don't sleep on that Gamefly offer, bro, that they're offering you. 30 days to try the service with 1 free game for 30 days. Listen, Resident Evil 7's out, bro. You guys want to beat it? You guys don't want to drop $60 on it? Use the fucking code, man. Go to the link and go to GameflyOffers.com/JD from NY. Sign up for the service for 30 days. Get you 1 free game. And then if you love the service, you can stay on. If not, you can cancel it. And you got to play the 1 game, man, for free. You can't beat that deal, man. Brand new games, brand new titles. Resident Evil 7 just came out, bro. I'm playing it right now. I'm fucking loving it. GameflyOffers.com/JD from NY. Audible. Audible's doing the same thing, man. Audible, you guys are loving the fucking Audible trial. Unbelievable. You guys are tweeting me your fucking free books. You sign up for Audible. You try the service free for 30 days. audibletrial.com/offthescript. I'm going to give you, and Audible's going to give you, the opportunity to sign up for free. And you're going to get one free audiobook, man. Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar, Mick Foley, Chris Jericho, Bob Holly, The Death of WCW. You name it, man. There's a ton of wrestling books on there. There's 180,000 audiobooks in total. Whether you have an iPhone or an Android, you can enjoy audiobooks on the go. Free with this trial, man. You get one free audiobook. That's audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys check that out, man. Gamefly and Audible, two huge sponsors that I landed this year for Off the Script. If you guys want to support the Patreon's still open. Early access with everything. New prize tiers coming. As soon as I get the opportunity to sit down and go over it and really spend money on what I want to do. I got a vision. I just need to put it into effect. But Patreon is there, man, right now. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. If you guys enjoy the channel, if you guys enjoy the podcast, if you guys recognize the hard work that I do day in and day out here, and you want to support monthly, you can do that via patreon.com. Barbershop Window, man, get your t-shirts for WrestleMania. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be in Orlando. I want to see some fucking Off the Script merchandise, man. I want to see it worn. So if you guys are going to Orlando, get your WrestleMania merchandise right now. Off the Script merchandise via Barbershop Window. Roman Reigns, I better see some Roman Reigns fucking t-shirts there, bro, at WrestleMania. All right, you got the JD is Negan, you got the Dana Brooke, you got the Big Show t-shirt. Big Show and Roman Reigns, man, you gotta wear them in pride for WrestleMania. Especially with Big Show and Shaq, and then Roman Reigns and The Undertaker being rumored. You got to wear it, man. You got to wear it in pride. Get off my fucking TV. Barbershop Window. All you got to do is go to the main menu, the main page, type in Off the Script. You'll be taken right to my online shop. That is the best place to go for merchandise and a great way to support the show as well. Barbershopwindow.com. I did upload Off the Script extra videos. There's this one rumor going around the last couple of days that Samoa Joe and The Undertaker might be headed for a collision at WrestleMania. I don't know how truthful that is. Probably not at all. But I did make a video on it. I did a video on the Kenny Omega Royal Rumble teaser with my blueprint for his debut in the WWE. Make sure you guys go and check them out. I'll link you right in the video with the annotations. I want to shout out Justin LaBar for bringing me on board with his podcast, The Return of Wrestling Reality on the Pittsburgh Podcast Network. He had me on there. We talked about Sami Zayn. We talked about the Royal Rumble. We talked about The Undertaker and his opponent at WrestleMania. We talked about Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, and we talked about AJ Styles and what we think he's going to be doing at WrestleMania. 15 minutes of just unadulterated, off-the-wall opinion about Royal Rumble and WrestleMania from the great mind of Justin LaBar. He's not only a great mind, but I have the pleasure of calling him a friend, and JD on the same fucking podcast, man. I'll leave you guys the link to his podcast down below. Make sure you guys go and subscribe immediately. He's on iTunes and Google Play Music right now. All other platforms to come. He's going to be back weekly, I believe, and he's going to be giving you guys wrestling reality like you need it going into WrestleMania season. And that is pretty much it, man. We're going to get into the Royal Rumble stuff, man. I told you this video. This podcast is going to be fucking massive this weekend, man. Absolutely fucking massive. But as for WrestleMania, I want to talk about this before I get into the Royal Rumble preview. I did find a room, man. I did find a room. I was stressing out all day at work on Wednesday. I was looking at fucking Travelocity, and I was looking at fucking Expedia and Hotwire and Trivago and all these other fucking sites, man. TripAdvisor. I couldn't find a fucking room that I liked. I couldn't do it. And I had a set limit, and I'm going to be saving my pennies for the room to get that squared away. All I got to do is worry about the flight, which I'm terrified of flying. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. And obviously food and drink while I'm down there, right? And then clearly the WrestleMania ticket. If I can get a fucking ticket to the show. We don't know what's going on with that. I got to talk to Wrestle Rumble and my peeps over at Wrestle Rumble. Maybe they could weasel me a ticket somehow for cheap in the skybox where they're going to be sitting at so I can spend it with some friends. I don't want to watch it alone. I did find a room. I actually was recommended to Airbnb by some people on Twitter. Some people at work actually mentioned it as well, and then I seen people on Twitter mentioning it, and I'm like, maybe I should try it out. So I got this great place, very modern. I'm going to have the whole place to myself for 5 days. I'm going to be down there that Wednesday. I believe it's the 29th, and I'm going to be leaving on Monday morning so I can be back here and do business as usual for Monday Night Raw. And then I'll go back to work on Tuesday. But I got a room to myself, or a place to myself, very modernized. I got a nice little workspace in the kitchen where I could do my podcast and do my videos during the week. It's minutes walking distance from like restaurants and bars. It's literally 14 minutes. I mapped it already. 14 minutes from Camping World Stadium. It's just a fucking Uber ride away, quick. And I'm going to be in and out of the city all week. There's a barbecue area in the back. There's a fucking pool in the back. And it's going to be great, man. I'm going to use this mostly as a business trip just to get away and do my business and give you guys content while I'm down there and give you guys the WrestleMania experience. But I'm also going to use it to do some rest and relaxation, man. I could definitely use a fucking cold beverage and just take my mind off shit and just relax, you know? And I hope to meet some of you guys out there. I hope to see you guys representing off the script with the t-shirts, the Negan and the Roman Reigns and the Big Show. Hope to see you guys there. Maybe we'll get together to we'll do a meetup. Maybe I'll schedule a meetup and we can all go fucking bar hopping together, man. It's going to be big, man. We'll fucking film it. We'll do Kevin Dunn. We'll do the fucking WrestleMania. You know, we'll do the fucking Kevin Dunn impression. We'll do a whole fucking Kevin Dunn impression. You know? And we'll go bar hopping. We'll be in Orlando. I'll set something up for you guys, definitely. I got the internet darlings. You motherfucker Grim, I'm coming for you, motherfucker. I'm going to put you through a table. I'm going to fucking bring Burger King and Taco Bell and KFC and Wendy's. Going to take him out of commission. Motherfucker. Grimm's Toy Show. He thinks it's fucking toys. All he thinks about is toys. Right? Wait till the internet darlings, man. And then Simon. Oh, fucking Simon from What Culture's there, bro. You want to step up to JD, huh? Why is Raw so positive, bro? I want to see you give me an answer right then and there. I'm going to fucking interview you. I'm going to put you on the channel. Why is Raw so positive, bro? You know? We'll have fun with it. I got no problems with Simon. It's going to be great to meet Adam. It's going to be great to meet Brian Zane as well. He's fucking great. One of my favorite wrestling channels on YouTube. I'll probably be doing something with LeBar for sure. Hopefully I could get to host another event with him somewhere. We'll get together and we'll get everybody out. It's going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait, man. I can't fucking wait. It's going to be glorious. I'm going to try and get some new merch, new t-shirts for myself. I want to get myself a Bobby Roode t-shirt. I want to get myself a Kenny Omega t-shirt. I know he's got some new designs out there. It's going to be great, man. I just want to get everything situated. And I want to make it fun. We'll do the fan meetup. It'll be fucking great. And I'll let you guys know. If you follow me on Twitter, just make sure to follow me there. I might meet up with Solid Monster as well. I believe he's going to be having a meetup as well. I might stop in and pay my respects there as well. But it's going to be great, man. I'm going to be in and out doing so much stuff. And on top of that, doing videos and doing the podcast. I'm going to record off the script right there from the comfort of the fucking pool, man. I might actually do it outside. I have no fucking idea what's going on yet, so we'll see what happens, man. It should be fun. The only thing I'm worried about is flying, because I'm fucking terrified. But we'll worry about that when the time comes. But now, the main event of this podcast, the Royal Rumble preview and predictions. I'm going to give you my opinions about everything regarding the Royal Rumble. And we're going to go over the matches. We're going to go over the pre-show matches. We're going to go over NXT Takeover, which we'll probably start off with. I'll give you my thoughts on that. And we'll have fun with it, man. I don't know how much I can realistically talk about because it's so fucking up in the air. Anybody and everybody can have a fucking view and opinion on this thing. And that's the great thing about the Royal Rumble. But let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's get into the main event of this podcast, man. We're going to talk about NXT first. Takeover San Antonio. I'm going to go over the entire card, my thoughts on the feuds. And we're going to go over the Royal Rumble and what I think is going to happen, what I like to see, who I think is going to walk out. New champions or not, who I think is going to win the Royal Rumble, what I want to see in the Royal Rumble. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. NXT Takeover San Antonio, man. Saturday night from the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, Texas. I love me some fucking Takeover. Every Takeover there has been great. There hasn't been one bad Takeover yet. WWE is going to go all out for TakeOver like they usually do. It's always a big production. This is NXT's moment to shine, and usually they do. But with TakeOver San Antonio, the build has been lackluster. And this is what we've discussed on my NXT reviews leading up to this. Not to say that the show is going to be bad. NXT TakeOver San Antonio will leave people happy at the end of the night. I am more than certain it will. But the build has been lackluster. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that that's an issue. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that NXT Takeover is going to suck because of the build and the hype. NXT Takeover San Antonio was built the way it was because WWE is playing a waiting game. You know, a lot of their talent that they had, or a lot of their talent that is moving on, you sense there's a rift. You sense there's a change in the foundation. A lot of their talent that had departed months prior to this build, you know, they're still feeling the effects of that. You know, Bayley being lost is a huge loss to NXT. Because the women's division really hasn't been the same. You know, with the draft that happened, WWE was having a very difficult time replacing a lot of the talent that they had promoted to the main roster. Balor, Corbin, Apollo Crews, you know, those are top names. Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews, you know, they didn't even get their feet wet in NXT, I feel. You know, Baron Corbin was there for a little bit, but Apollo Crews didn't even have a fucking second cup of coffee down in NXT. And they really haven't done much with him on the main roster either. Just now we're seeing a little bit of Apollo Crews here and there with this new feud building with Dolph Ziggler. But NXT has had a difficult time to get back on their feet. And you see that. You see that NXT now compared to what it's been. All the epic moments that we've seen when the Balors were there and the battles with Joe and when Owens was there and when Zayn was there and when Corbin and Aries were there. You know? Tyler Breeze. The foundation has changed. You look up and down this card and you're like, this is not the NXT that I remember. What happened here? It's the rebuilding phase of NXT. Don't worry about NXT. NXT is going to be fine. Triple H says that this is eventually going to happen. Not everybody can remain in NXT. Eventually, you have to grow. That's what they're there for. They're there to make superstars. They're there to make superstars to move them to the next level. You look up and down this card, from the main event all the way down to the singles matches that are taking place, and you might shrug your shoulder at it. I'm not impressed by this. But I'm here to tell you, don't overlook the card. Don't overlook WWE when they do Takeover. I'm telling you this right now. Especially with the main event. The main event alone, with the introductions and the ring entrances and the themes, it's going to be one of the the match isn't even going to be the highlight of the fucking night for NXT. It's the entrances by both Nakamura and Bobby Roode. That actually might end up being the best part of the whole fucking weekend, if you ask me. Because you know WWE's going to go all out for this match with the introductions with Nakamura and Bobby Roode. Can't wait to see it. I'm very intrigued about what they do with Bobby Roode, man. I'm a fucking sucker for a catchy theme. And Bobby Roode is living in the moment. He's living that fucking gimmick. I love it. Absolutely love it. You guys know Nakamura's entrance is always fucking mesmerizing to watch. One of the best in WWE. And that is the main event of the show. Shinsuke Nakamura defending the title against Bobby Roode. The NXT title is on the line. Bobby Roode defeated Oney Lorcan to qualify for number one contenders match. He got placed in a fatal four-way along with Ty Dillinger, Andrade, Cien Almas, Mr. Stripper Graham himself, and Roderick Strong. Obviously, Bobby Roode won that match. It came down to he and Ty Dillinger. And Bobby Roode went on to become the number one contender for the NXT Championship. Bobby Roode and Nakamura had a contract signing, which was very, very entertaining. There was no punches thrown. There was no chaos. Nobody went through a fucking table. There was no dummy security guards that were beat up in the midst of all this fucking chaos. It was just Regal, it was Roode, and it was Nakamura. Roode said that he's not in the land of no talent scrubs anymore. Speaking of Japan, you know, Nakamura is the king of strong style, right? He calls himself the king of strong style, but he's the king of no style. He's got no style whatsoever. You know, stand there with his Michael Jackson-esque attire. He's looking like he just walked off the set of fucking Thriller. And Bobby Roode was going in at him, man. I love Bobby Roode. And then Nakamura, who's speaking better English. I think he's getting better as the weeks go on. He's getting a little bit more better. You can see it. Still not there yet, though Nakamura really doesn't need to do much with his words. It's all his charisma and what he does in the ring. He said that he may be one of the best in the world, but he's not going to have enough what it takes to take the NXT Championship. I'm looking forward to this match. I was thinking this was going to be a WrestleMania weekend match for NXT Takeover Orlando. But WWE is doing it one pay-per-view prior to WrestleMania. I honestly think Nakamura will be in NXT for the foreseeable future with the... I was hoping Kenny Omega was coming to the WWE. And I had these grand fucking dreams of Kenny Omega coming out at the end of this match as Nakamura delivers a Kinshasa to Bobby Roode. And I was hoping he'd show up. He'd have a fucking brand new, beautiful WWE theme created by CFO. Something mixed along with the Terminator theme and something that's really fucking, hard-hitting, like Kenny Omega is. Comes up wearing the Terminator mask and points the shotgun at the top of the ramp as NXT TakeOver San Antonio closes, and he points the gun at Nakamura, saying that he's here. That was my vision. Obviously, that's not happening. Nakamura's going back to Japan, as we discussed already in this podcast. But what I do see happening is Nakamura winning the championship. I do believe he will beat Bobby Roode. I don't know if they're going to have something happen after the match which sets up Nakamura's next opponent. I'm hearing Chris Hero is probably going to be mixed in with Nakamura. That is the rumored, take it with a pinch of salt, the rumored match for NXT TakeOver Orlando, WrestleMania weekend. Nakamura and Chris Hero. Okay. Don't know how truthful that is. I would not mind seeing that, but if that is the case, I do see Bobby Roode exiting the main event scene. Now, what I proposed for Bobby Roode is this. I mentioned this on my NXT review for the show this past week. We were building towards TakeOver. I mentioned Bobby Roode and Austin Aries. Now, a lot of people were saying Austin Aries is needed in the Cruiserweight division. Austin Aries is going to the Cruiserweight division. How do you know? How do you know? Have you spoken with Bobby Roode? Have you spoken with Austin Aries, rather? Have you spoken with Austin Aries? Did he call you up personally and say, bro, I'm doing this? Or did you reach for your cell phone and did you dial Austin Aries' number? Hey, the greatest man that ever lived. What's up, bro? What are you doing? Yeah? You're going to the Cruiserweight division. You're going to be on 215 Live. Oh, okay. Cool. That's great. Did you do that? Of course you did. Of course you did. Nobody knows what Austin Aries is doing except WWE. If they want him in the Cruiserweight division, fine. He's there biding his time. Do I think he is going to make a difference in the Cruiserweight division? No. WWE has failed at getting the Cruiserweights over. WWE has failed, not the Cruiserweights. I don't think an Austin Aries, I don't think a Neville, though his work has been great, is going to take the Cruiserweight division where it needs to be. Okay, they failed immediately. Getting it off Raw would be a step in a huge direction, in the right direction. Get it off Raw. Tired of seeing 2-minute matches. 205 Live is the show, correct? You can see that they aptly named the show 205 Live because no match on Monday Night Raw lasts over 2 minutes and 5 seconds. So they got the name of the show right. They got the fucking, they got the weight limit right. And they got the time of the matches right, 205. Everything they do is 205. 205 weight limit, 205 Live, 2 minutes and 5 seconds is what they do when they go out there on Monday Night Raw. You get my point. If they're not going to treat it like it should be on Monday Night Raw, it's going to fail. Because more eyes are on Raw than anything else. And if they don't like what they see, they're going to brush it off and say, you know what? 1 hour after SmackDown is not worth my time. Get it off Raw. Get it off Tuesdays, right? And move it to Wednesdays and give it its own show in front of Full Sail on Wednesdays. Live. Live. Because NXT's going live, correct? NXT rumored to be going live in 2017, which I hope. which would do a lot of great things for NXT. It might be a little bit more stressful on the crew, might cost a little bit more financially, but it's worth it in the end. Look at what's doing for SmackDown. I never watched SmackDown, ever, when it was taped. Now, I never miss SmackDown. Live makes a huge difference. I watch NXT every single week, but the atmosphere is going to be greater. Because you see, when they tape 3 or 4 or 5 times in a row, the crowd is dead by the end of the 5th taping. You know, because those are the same people. They do it over consecutive days. People are tired. Sitting down and watching 3 and 4 hours of wrestling back to back, not really how I want to spend my afternoon. You get tired. You get hungry. You get thirsty. You get restless. You want to see the fucking light of day instead of being in a fucking gymnasium all day, you know? It needs to be live. 205 Live needs to be live. Austin Aries is not going to make a dent in that division. So why even bother? Why even make an attempt? What you do with Bobby Roode, I see him being exited from the main event. How about you put Bobby Roode and Austin Aries back together, the dirty heels of TNA back together in WWE? Bobby Roode and Austin Aries can become the glorious heels of WWE, of NXT, and in one fell swoop, you can have them go at it singles. You can have them both do the singles and the tag team thing. But if you pair them together, it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You got great singles competitors for NXT. Meanwhile, you're giving another quality team with 2 great performers for the NXT tag team division that right now lost TM61. TM61 is gone for 9 months because Shane Thorne tore his ACL. He ruptured a fucking tendon. Something bad. Gone. 6 to 9 months. If you have Bobby Roode and Austin Aries as the glorious heels, and you put them in a match with DIY at WrestleMania weekend, TakeOver Orlando, I mean, that's money. That's brilliant. I love it. Meanwhile, Bobby Roode could still keep his shtick. Austin Aries can fucking come out, you know, as the greatest man that ever lived and do the same fucking thing. It goes hand in hand. Nakamura will win. He will win with the Kinshasa. And I do believe something will happen at the end of this match where it sets up something for Nakamura going forward. Whether that means Chris Hero comes out, whether that means someone new that WWE is keeping from us comes out and presents himself as Nakamura's next challenger. The Glorious Heels, I think, is the best thing for NXT right now because it gives the tag team division another solid shot in the arm. And NXT's tag team division right now is sorely suffering very badly. So Nakamura will win. DIY, Gargano, and Ciampa, speaking of the tag team division, tag team titles are on the line on Saturday. They will be going against the Authors of Pain, Rezar and Akam, with Paul Ellering. This one's a tough one to call. I want to say Gargano and Ciampa. I really do. They really haven't had a run with the belts yet. And giving them the belts so soon after winning them, they just won them in November with that classic against the Revival. They've had a few title defenses here and there. They defended against the Revival, beat them on NXT television. Not as great as the last 2 matches they had, but great nonetheless. Beat them. They beat Tajiri and Akira Tozawa in Japan. That was a great match. They defended the titles against TM61 in Australia. That was a great match. I did end up going back and watching it. And now they have the Authors of Pain staring them down. Rezar and Akam. This one's tough because the Authors of Pain have been on a path of destruction. They have not been pinned. They have not been beaten. They are the toughest, baddest, most brutal team possibly in the history of NXT. How do you realistically have these guys go in to TakeOver and not win the titles? How do you have these guys go in and not win the titles after being so dominant? Or better yet, how do you have these guys go in there, win the title like everybody expects them to, and keep Gargano and Ciampa strong? You can't have Gargano and Ciampa jobbed out here. This is a classic David versus Goliath match. What is Gargano and Ciampa going to do to pretty much move away from the size and the strength of both Akam and Rezar? I don't know. but I'm going to be very interested in watching. Gargano and Ciampa are two of the best performers in NXT. Their babyface work is fucking flawless. If you want to believe in anybody, these are the two guys to do. These are the two guys to do it. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I really am. I love my Bobby Roode, Austin Aries pairing so well. I think that is the best thing that WWE could do. Authors of Pain, I would not have them lose. I would not. I would have, after a classic back and forth where Akam and Razor are just brutally attacking and beating down Gargano and Ciampa. They valiantly make a comeback. They're on the verge of pinning these guys for the first time. And Paul Ellering, that outside interference, gets them disqualified, the Authors of Pain. They would not be pinned. They would take a loss. They would still be protected. Okay? But they would not be pinned. Gargano and Ciampa would retain the titles. Okay? Now, where you go from there, I don't know. Do they get a rematch? I don't know. All I'm thinking about is Gargano and Ciampa, they just won the titles. To me, it seems too soon for them to get the titles off of them. I do not see any titles changing on this show. If there was one title to change on this show, it would be this match. It's not going to be the world title. It's not going to be the women's championship. This is the match that's possibly going to change. Who I'm going with Gargano and Ciampa. I think it's too painfully obvious, no pun intended with the Authors of Pain, painfully obvious that the Authors of Pain win this match. I would hope Gargano and Ciampa retain, because I want to see them do good things. I think they are the perfect team to lead that division. Some may say that they probably would do better in the chase mode instead of being the ones being chased. I don't know. I'm going with Gargano and Ciampa. I'm taking a wild shot in the dark there. Would I be shocked if they lose the titles? No. Do I want them to win more so than the Authors of Pain? Yes. I'm going with Gargano and Ciampa, just for the simple fact that I think they haven't proven anything yet as champions. I don't think they've had a fair run. And I think what they have done performance-wise has been flawless. You know, hard work needs to be rewarded. They deserve a run with the belts. Asuka, Nikki Cross, Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce. Women's division, really suffering right now in NXT. There's not really anybody that you can honestly say I am invested in. Nikki Cross has become very good and very intriguing over the past couple of weeks. I would have much rather seen Asuka and Nikki Cross go one-on-one than put Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, who are merely there to get them on television, to get them on pay-per-view. That's the only reason why they're there. You know, they worked, they've been featured, so they figured they would reward them with a takeover special. They're first, okay? I don't care. They're first in a big situation like this. I don't care about Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. I don't. I'm not at that point yet. Now, what we seen on the go-home show was that Nikki Cross and Asuka had a fun stare down, a more intriguing stare down. While Billie Kay and Peyton Royce fled from the chaos that is Nikki Cross and Asuka, I like the interaction between Asuka and Nikki Cross, man. I like Asuka's intensity. I like Nikki Cross's insanity. I think that's a beautiful fucking disaster right there. I honestly do. Now, if WWE, for whatever fucked up reason, they wanted to take the title off Asuka, this would be the match to do it. She don't have to be pinned, you know? And she could lose the title by some bullshit way. Now, I don't recommend that. I don't think that's going to happen. But if they wanted to, which I hope they don't, this would be the match to do it. Asuka retains, and she goes on to Orlando, Takeover in Orlando, WrestleMania week, and she goes one-on-one with Ember Moon. Because that's what we've been waiting for. You know, Ember Moon got into NXT, and on the house show circuit, Ember Moon and Asuka were lighting up fucking shows all across Florida. People were ranting and raving how great it was. That's what's going to be the match. Tom Phillips, if you listen to Tom Phillips on commentary on Wednesday, all he had to say was, Ember Moon, ever since debuting in August of 2016 for the NXT brand, has been undefeated. Ember Moon has been undefeated in NXT. So has Asuka. Asuka is the most dominant women's champion the brand has ever seen. So having Asuka, who's the champion, who's undefeated, against Ember Moon, the challenger, who is undefeated, creates intrigue, and story that is going to come to a fucking boil at WrestleMania weekend. That is money. And that is going to be, in my honest opinion, one of the best women's matches we've seen since Bayley and Sasha at TakeOver Brooklyn 1. WWE is going to redeem themselves with that match for the women's division. And from there on out, we're going to get the women's tournament that Triple H is putting together, and NXT's women's division will be replenished. And good things will be coming for NXT. Okay? Just in the light of Kyle O'Reilly probably coming on in, Adam Cole is a free agent in May. WWE, I'm certainly sure, is looking at other avenues as well to bring in talent. I'm hearing the UK guys might be doing some work in NXT, and vice versa. NXT is going to be doing some work in the UK to get that cross-promotion going on, to get them featured, to get them in front of an audience, to get them to know the crowd, for the crowd to get to know them. NXT will be fine, especially the women's division. You got to go through dark days to see some sunny days, and the women's division right now, they're in some dark days, but there is some light at the end of the fucking tunnel, man. Asuka, Nikki Cross is a great foundation. Ember Moon is a great foundation. The women's tournament is going to open up a world of possibility for the women's division at NXT. Asuka, Ember Moon at WrestleMania. Asuka retains. I think the interaction between Asuka and Nikki Cross is going to be phenomenal at TakeOver, and something that I'm very interested in seeing. I think the crowd's going to love it as well. Speaking of Nikki Cross, her boss, Sanity, Eric Young, going one-on-one with Ty Dillinger. This is not the only time I see Ty Dillinger making an appearance this weekend. He will be in the Royal Rumble. That is my prediction. Eric Young versus Ty Dillinger. Dillinger has been on this kick where he doesn't feel good enough. He doesn't feel like he's holding up his end of the deal. He can't seem to win. He can't seem to get the job done. And now he's staring down Eric Young and Sanity. And it's a 4-on-1 situation. I don't know what they are going to do with Ty Dillinger. This might be his going away. I have no idea. He may be called up. If he's in the Rumble, he may be on the verge of being called up to the main roster. I mean, he's been in developmental for fucking 10 years. I think now is the time to call this guy up. Great in the ring, simple gimmick, over as fuck. And he's got a great look. And he's got decent mic skills. He could be a major player on SmackDown for the Intercontinental Championship. He is the quintessential perfect Intercontinental Champion in my eyes. Eric Young has been doing great work. I am a fan of Eric Young. I like what Sanity is doing. I think Sanity also adds a nice little element to the tag team division if they want to get Killian Dane, a.k.a. Big Damo, in the tag team division. You know? He and Alexander Wolf, I think that would be a great fucking tag team right there. You know? So we got to see what happens with that. Or maybe Eric Young and Big Damo. I don't know. Any mixture of the fucking three would be great. But there's an overabundance of heel teams at that point in the NXT Tag Team Division. But Eric Young has got a good thing going with Sanity. They're looking like, you know, they might have a huge takeover, no pun intended, of the entire brand. I could see Eric Young being a world champion. I could see Nikki Cross being a women's champion. I could see the other two guys holding tag team titles. That would be fucking great. Sanity owning NXT. That's a fucking sight to behold, huh? But this match, I said on my review for this week's television show, this match is a sleeper match, man. Not many people going into this match thinking, you know, it's Eric Young and Ty Dillinger. What am I interested in this for? What am I going to be intrigued by in this match? Crowd's going to be over as fuck for Ty Dillinger. You know, all the smart marks are going to be there. You know, Eric Young is great in the ring. And being that I think it's going to be a sleeper match, JD, what's a sleeper match? A match that people aren't going to expect anything much out of, but at the end of the night, it's going to be one of the matches you look back on and say, you know what? That was fucking great. That's going to be this match. Eric Young's going to win. I think Ty Dillinger is on his way to the main roster. And I do believe he will be in the Royal Rumble, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So Eric Young will win with his wheelbarrow neckbreaker, and the numbers game will overcome the perfect 10 at TakeOver. Roderick Strong versus Andrade Cien Almas, Mr. Strippergram. I have been very critical of Almas. I hate his theme. I hate his look. I hate his outfit. Not a fan. I'm just not a fan. He's become a little bit more cocky. He's become a little bit more arrogant. He's become a little bit more of a prick. And I'm starting to enjoy what he does. Now, out of everything that I just mentioned, I didn't mention his in-ring work because it's great. Almas is great in the ring, okay? And if he can tie all that together, and he can remain a cocky heel that people just want to love to hate, I think he's got good things coming to him. I know he started off rough. I know he came in as this fucking baby face. He looked like he was getting ready to fucking pop out of a cake at some fucking bachelorette party. Not really what I'm looking for, bro, in a WWE superstar, especially in NXT. You know, there were rumors going around that he is good friends with Del Rio, and Del Rio was saying, well, there's somebody down there in NXT right now that I know personally that's looking to get out when his deal is up. He's not having a good time right now. He's unhappy, etc., etc. That was Almas. I could see Almas being unhappy with his first couple of months in NXT. Now, he's being featured. He was in a main event for the NXT Championship, or at least given a shot to qualify for the NXT Championship match on this same show. You know, his in-ring work is great. He's brought great matches out of Oney Lorcan. Roderick Strong now, he's working with one of the best talents that WWE just signed. I see Roderick Strong doing big things in WWE, in NXT especially, I think Roderick Strong's going to be a major player at the end of the year for the NXT Championship. And you all know his work in the ring, Mr. Ring of Honor. I think this is going to be a great match. This is going to be a very stiff, hardcore match, brutal match, hard-hitting match. And I honestly think Roderick Strong is going to come out on top here. Now, I would actually give the nod to Almas. I really would. I think Almas right now needs the momentum. He needs to build and get some wins under his belt, and they need to get him going. Roderick Strong is probably the best choice long term, but if you guys want Almas to get over now, you need to keep that ball rolling. Because I don't know how much longer he's going to last. I don't know how much the fans are going to invest their time into Almas before it fizzles out. That's my honest opinion on that. I think Roddy is the better of the two. I think he is a bigger factor long term. But right now, if you want that moment and you want to get on board with Almas, he needs a win. And I think Almas is going to win, though I'd give it to Roddy Strong, ideally, of the two. Normally, I'd give it to Roddy, but I'm going with Almas here. I honestly am. I think it makes sense for him to go over. But if Roddy wins this match, I'm not going to be surprised, because that means WWE really believes in him and they want to give him a push this year in NXT for 2017. And that's pretty much the show, man. We got 5 matches. NXT Takeover usually doesn't last, any more than 2 hours and 5 minutes or so, 2 hours, 10 minutes. They barely go over the 2-hour limit. We got some decent matches. We got some intriguing matches. The Nakamura Rude thing is going to be great. Gargano and the Authors of Pain. Gargano and Ciampa versus the Authors of Pain, DIY. David versus Goliath match. Asuka's fucking craziness versus Nikki Cross's insanity. That's another thing to look out for. Eric Young and Ty Dillinger. Dillinger's over as fuck. Eric Young is great. And then you got the hard-hitting Roddy Strong versus Almas, who can just hit just as hard back. Should be a great show, man. We went into this underwhelming with the fucking build, but coming out of this, I think they're going to exceed everybody's expectations. So you don't got to worry about NXT. You don't got to worry about Takeover. It's going to be a great show. And I can't wait to see what is going to happen on Saturday. Normally, Takeover overshadows every other show that they're a part of. With the Royal Rumble being Sunday, I don't think they're going to overshadow the Royal Rumble. And I don't think WWE wanted NXT to overshadow the Royal Rumble anyway, because they had a tendency to overshadow a lot of WWE events. They overshadowed WrestleMania last year. They overshadowed SummerSlam. They overshadowed Survivor Series. It's like, how many more times can NXT prove, listen, this is how it's got to be done? And this weekend, I feel it's going to be the opposite. You're not going to overshadow the Royal Rumble, man. This is the biggest match of the year for WWE. And going into this, so much is going to come out of that match. It's not even funny. So Takeover is going to be a great show, but for the first time in a while, it's not going to overshadow the main WWE show this weekend, which is the Royal Rumble, which we will talk about now. We're going to get into the Royal Rumble card. I'm going to go over all the matches. I'm going to go over my list of things that I'd love to see in the Royal Rumble. And it should be fun, man. So I'll see you in just a second. We're going to talk about the Royal Rumble, the pre-show, the main show, all the announced participants for the Royal Rumble, who I think is going to make surprise entrance in the Royal Rumble. And we're going to go over who I think is going to win the entire thing on Sunday night. If you guys have been watching me for an extended period of time, you will have heard me say several times these two things. The Royal Rumble is my favorite match of the calendar year. I look forward to it very much. And the 1992 Royal Rumble is, without a doubt, the greatest Royal Rumble of all time. A lot of you always ask me, JD, if there was one Royal Rumble match that I should watch and shouldn't watch, which would those two be? You should watch the 1992 Royal Rumble. Also, you should watch the 1997 Royal Rumble as well. Though the match itself wasn't all that great, it was what Stone Cold Steve Austin did in that match that really was the most memorable part of that match, because I was legit shocked when I first seen it. The 2007 ending of the Royal Rumble with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, which probably was the greatest ending to a Royal Rumble of all time. And if there was one Royal Rumble that you should watch just to fucking laugh and see how pathetically retarded WWE is, it would either be the 2014 Royal Rumble, where Batista won it and Daniel Bryan was excluded from the Royal Rumble, and Rey Mysterio came out at number 30 and was booed heavily because everybody wanted Bryan. And the 2015 Royal Rumble with Roman Reigns winning it and The Rock failing to get him over. The Rock's endorsement failing to get Roman over. And that was probably the worst ending of the Royal Rumble in history, because you had Roman, you had The Big Show, and you had Kane. So whoever booked that match and whoever produced the ending of that match, The Big Show and Kane and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. You know? Easily, that's a Kevin Dunn production. Easily. Anyway, that was the worst Royal Rumble ever. Or at least one of them. But the Royal Rumble signifies nostalgia. It signifies times when things were right, when things were good, not only with the WWE, but in life. You know, we were small, we were youngsters, right? We were either Hulkamaniacs or little warriors, right? We didn't have to worry about bills. We didn't have to worry about fucking rent. We didn't have to worry about fucking waking up for a shitty job that we hate. We didn't have to worry about fucking hearing the old lady fucking bicker and moan and bitch, right? Things were right. And WWE is never, and I don't think they will, ever, but they've never come close to what they produced in 1992. 1992 is the quintessential, perfect Royal Rumble match. Perfect commentary team, perfect environment, perfect crowd, perfect post-match promo. Everything about that match was just fucking perfect. You're not going to get any better than that. What WWE has done this year is they've made me excited for the Royal Rumble, and I can't remember how long. I don't remember, man. I don't think I've been this excited about a Royal Rumble in well over a decade. Now, I was excited about the possibility of Daniel Bryan winning the Royal Rumble, and WWE broke all of our hearts. I was upset with the fact that 2015 and 2016 were built around Roman Reigns, and they ended up being colossal failures. So the Royal Rumble really hasn't seen a lot of sunny days as of late. This Sunday, I think WWE is going to hit a home run. What they do, when that ball hits the fucking bat, and it goes right into the right center field corner, and WWE's rounding second, and they're sliding to third, you know, and the fucking outfielder bobbles it, and he's thinking about fucking making an inside the park home run. I don't know what WWE's going to do at that point. Are they going to get gunned down at home plate? Or are they going to slide in safely underneath the fucking catcher's mitt, swiping his hand right across as he slides into home plate? What's going to happen? Is WWE going to be called safe? Or are they going to be out? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I hope they really exceed everybody's expectations. And they should. The WWE should. This is a company that right now, you look back a year prior, was in dire straits. This company was fucking so awful. And they still are. They still are. I'm not talking about the talent that they have. I'm talking about management and creative and Vince and and no man gains. But you look back to a week prior, fucking Kevin Dunn, man. You know, someone actually made a video, a compilation of me doing Kevin. If I could find it, I'll link you in the fucking comments. Compilation of me doing Kevin Dunn impersonations. Anyway, last year, WWE was so floating up Schitt's Creek that they had no way to save themselves. You look this year, everybody's back from injury. Last year, everybody was hurt. They put on this fucking front like, we'll get through it. They didn't get through it. I appreciate the positivity and I appreciate the participation award, you know, but you failed. This year, there's no excuses for failing. You got the deepest and you got the most talented roster this company has ever seen. And you got Goldberg, Lesnar, and the fucking Undertaker in this Royal Rumble. There is no way you can sit there and not come up with fucking intrigue. There's no way you can sit there and come up with something that is not good. There's so many possibilities to come out of this Rumble, I can't even fucking think about it. My head's gonna explode with all the possibilities. What they give us at WrestleMania remains to be seen. This is the road to get that kick started. I just hope they have a fucking plan. I really do. I do not like the fact that Goldberg and Brock Lesnar are being built around this Royal Rumble. Or the Royal Rumble is being built around them. The Royal Rumble doesn't need Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. It doesn't. But we were given a fucking 90-second squash at Survivor Series, so here we are. Not going to talk about that, but Goldberg and Brock Lesnar were the first two entrants in this Royal Rumble. Goldberg declared himself in the Royal Rumble on November 21st, 2016. Lesnar came out only 1 week later and said, I'm in the Rumble, November 28th, 2016. We didn't get another entrant into the Royal Rumble until January 2nd, which was Big E, Kofi, Xavier, Jericho, and Strowman. Then we got Baron Corbin, January 3rd, 2017. The Undertaker, January 9th on Monday Night Raw, 2017. Ambrose, Miz, Ziggler, January 10th on SmackDown. Cesaro and Sheamus, January 16th on Monday Night Raw. Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Luke Harper, January 17th on SmackDown. Big Show, Zayn, Cass, and Rusev. There's no Enzo? Enzo is not in the Royal Rumble. I don't know why they would announce Big Cass but not Enzo. I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. It is what it is. Show. He does look great. I'll give him that. He looks great. He looks slim. Good on him. You know, get your health right. Fantastic. Do I want you on my TV? No, I don't give a fuck how good you look. Big Show, Zayn, Big Cass, and Rusev, they announced themselves in the Rumble on January 23rd. And then Mojo Rawley, good old hype bro himself, won a Battle Royal, which was meaningless, on SmackDown, January 24th, 2017. So that is 22. I figured Enzo would be. Where the fuck is Enzo, bro? Is Enzo Amore? Cup of haters? WWE, I guess, is a cup of haters. You know, where the fuck is Enzo Amore? I don't know. But anyway, I'd rather him not be in there. I'd rather be surprised with a Joe or a Dillinger or somebody. You know, Enzo's not winning it, so who cares? So that's 22 of 30 competitors in the Royal Rumble. Possible surprise entrance in the Rumble, okay? I'm going to start off with the biggest one out of them all, and I could very well see this happening, all right? And we're talking about the Rumble match itself first before we get into the singles matches. This is the whole main event here. It's the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn beat Seth Rollins. Stipulation was that if Zayn beat Rollins, he would get into the Rumble. Now, Mick Foley, per Stephanie McMahon, said that, okay, you know, Sami has to qualify, but if he ends up beating you, he's not only going to be in the Rumble, but he's going to take your spot. So that means Rollins would be gone. So Rollins was fighting for his Rumble entry. Zayn wins. Triple H's music hit. Zayn wins with a roll-up. I don't like the way Zayn won, but it is what it is. A win is a win. I don't like the fact that Sami Zayn had to qualify. He was the only other person to qualify for a Rumble entry besides Mojo Rawley. So you're telling me Sami Zayn is as good as Mojo Rawley? Come on, bro. So that already is a negative against my main man here, my main pick, Sami Zayn. I know he's not going to win it. He's not my overall choice in this predictions video. Do I think he's the best choice? Of course I do. I said it to LeBar. We discussed it on his podcast, Wrestling Reality. Podbean, not Podbean. I hope he's on Podbean. I love Podbean. Easier for me to listen to him on there. But Google Play and iTunes is Wrestling Reality with Justin LeBar. We talked about Sami Zayn. I honestly think Rollins is, if WWE wants to have fun with it, they can have Rollins come out as a masked luchador. Oh, look at this, a new entry. He can come dressed up as like some fucking, he could come dressed up as like a Rey Mysterio. Or something, you know? A masked luchador. They can have fun with it. He can enter, and then people will realize it's Seth Rollins, and, you know, authorities would come down. This would prompt out Triple H, and a fucking brawl would ensue. That's one thing they could do. They can have fun with it. Triple H can be in the Rumble. You can hear his music go off, and he could be an entrant in the Royal Rumble. He's ready to go. He's dressed in his fucking wrestling gear. And this is the one I would like most, because Triple H kind of weaseled himself into the Rumble where there was no other room available for him, but being that Rollins was gone, he slipped right in there because he can do what the fuck he wants. He's Triple H. They got Rollins out. Triple H weasels himself into the Royal Rumble, takes Rollins' spot. He's in the match. He's doing his thing. Rollins is in street clothes. He comes from the fucking crowd. He eliminates Triple H. A big brawl, you know, ensues, just like we seen that one year with Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels. I think Kurt Angle left Shawn Michaels bloodied at the end or in the middle of one Royal Rumble because he eliminated him. Something like that. Something like that. You know for a fact Rollins and Triple H will be building towards their WrestleMania match. That's a given. So that takes Rollins off the menu for Raw. He and Triple H will most undoubtedly be at WrestleMania. Whether it's a stipulation or not, remains to be seen. WWE can have Rollins, I don't know. I mean, there's nobody on this list that I would attack. You look up and down, it'll probably end up being Sami Zayn for all I fucking know. You know, but listen, I'd attack Mojo Rawley. Just have him sneak in on the SmackDown side. You know, have Rollins come out in his wrestling gear, attack Mojo Rawley as he's coming out, making his entrance, and have him take his spot in the Royal Rumble. Listen, you can't have a Rumble with 29 guys, right? You advertise for 30. I'm here. He gets in there, you know? And he's not going anywhere. He gets in the ring. He's not going anywhere until Triple H comes out, until he gets Triple H. Triple H ends up coming out in the suit, and a brawl happens middle of the Rumble. You got fucking chaos in the ring. You got chaos outside the ring. I could see something like that happening as well. But if something like that does happen, I could see it being Sami Zayn being, sneak attacked from behind from Rollins, being that he was the one who foiled the whole thing on Monday Night Raw. But I don't want that to happen. So that's one storyline that's going to be building, okay? Lesnar and Goldberg, I don't know what they're doing there. That's the other big thing that they're building around. Remember the Rumble, right? First two entrants in the Royal Rumble. I don't think Goldberg or Lesnar are winning the Royal Rumble. If they do, I would not mind so much Lesnar because I'm a Lesnar fan. But if Bill Goldberg won the Royal Rumble, I don't see him as a world champion, 1. 2, I do not want him main eventing WrestleMania. 3, I think there would be revolt and outrage if a part-timer like Goldberg, who everybody knows is back merely for a fucking payday, 1, and to build and create hype for a failing video game. People aren't that stupid, okay? Goldberg is back for WWE 2K17, which blows dick. Simple. I don't want either of them winning it, but if I was to choose one or the other, I would clearly take Lesnar. Goldberg is not winning the Royal Rumble. That's a mistake. If you want 2014 to 2015 all over again, please, by all means, go ahead. But Goldberg winning the Royal Rumble? No. I don't think so. I think I think both men are going to cancel each other out. I think they're going to get eliminated. I could see a Psycho Sid, Hulk Hogan situation going on here at the Royal Rumble, you know. Goldberg eliminates Lesnar with a super kick. Lesnar snaps. He's fucking pacing around on the outside. Or, if you want to do this, which I hope happens, because I would love to see the interaction. Or, Lesnar can eliminate Goldberg. Goldberg can flip out on the outside. And Lesnar can just stand there fucking smiling and fucking laughing. And Paul Heyman can be fucking chuckling in the corner, right? Samoa Joe, who would already be in the ring, who I think is going to be in the Royal Rumble, from behind, eliminates Brock Lesnar. That's it. Of course, of a distraction with Goldberg and Heyman. Have Goldberg spear Heyman through the fucking barricade or something. Something to get Lesnar to fucking go from laughing to, I'm going to fucking kill you. And from behind, Samoa Joe, super kick Lesnar right over the top rope. I would love to see that. I would love if Joe made his debut in the Rumble, okay, and eliminates Brock Lesnar. Now, before that, I need to see, I don't give a fuck what happens with everything else. I need to see, one of my things on my list, I need to see Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar standing face to face in the middle of that ring. I need to see it. I want to see it. You want to see it. I want to see it. Everybody wants to see it. That's a fucking epic moment right there. Joe and Lesnar in the middle of that ring, face to face. That's one of my things I want to see out of the Royal Rumble. But I think they're going to cancel each other out. I think they're both going to be eliminated. One's going to eliminate the other, and the other's going to be eliminated by some fucking situation that happens. And the benefactor here would be Samoa Joe. That's what I think should happen. All right. Ty Dillinger will be making his debut in the Royal Rumble. I do think he will come out at number 10. That's on my list here. I do think Ty Dillinger will come out at number 10. I mean, why the fuck not? I mean, what do you want me to tell you? Why the fuck not? It's gotta happen. He's ready. Let's do it. Bring him to SmackDown. The Miz will mock Daniel Bryan because that's who he's been feuding with. And seeds have been planted maybe for a possible Daniel Bryan coming out of retirement match with The Miz at WrestleMania. Because, I mean, what the fuck is The Miz going to do? Do you honestly think The Miz is going to last in a feud with Dean Ambrose all the way till WrestleMania? No. Absolutely not. Now, he might be in the Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship, but I don't think he's going to be doing anything much important at WrestleMania. I mean, the only thing that would spotlight The Miz and all his hard work is to put him in a match with Daniel Bryan. That's what I see happening, but I see The Miz coming out at number 30. This is my situation. I see The Miz coming out at number 30 as a play on Daniel Bryan not coming out at number 30 in 2014. The music will go off. You'll hear that fucking, Valkyrie music, right? Call of the Valkyries or whatever the fuck the theme song's called. And it'll play. The crowd will go fucking crazy. You'll see fucking yes chants going all over the place. Out comes The Miz. Skipping, doing the yes chant. Dude. I can't script it any better, bro. Everybody's been talking, hey, JD, what if Daniel Bryan's music hits and The Miz comes out? Yeah, I understand that, but have it be at number 30. That's what'll really get under people's skin, bro. Because it didn't happen in 2014, and it's not going to happen in 2017. I think that is the best thing they could do with The Miz. Mocking Daniel Bryan. Coming out of number 30 to his theme music. Undertaker in a stare down with Brock Lesnar. Not with Brock Lesnar, with Goldberg. Undertaker to Lesnar, that's done. Goldberg and The Undertaker, being that WWE wants to have these polls and these fucking, whatever. People asking around, you want to see Goldberg and The Undertaker, whatever. Just have the stare down in the middle of the ring, deliver a choke slam to him, and move about your day. But the stare down being that Goldberg, Lesnar, and The Undertaker are right on the front of the fucking poster, you know there's going to be some type of interaction between Undertaker and Goldberg. Gotta happen. We've never seen it. They've never been in the ring together competitively. So, why not? I mean, it's gotta happen. It's built around these three guys, so Make it happen. I think it will at the Royal Rumble. I mentioned this one, Samoa Joe to aid in Lesnar's elimination because of Goldberg. Lesnar will eliminate Goldberg, and Samoa Joe will be the benefactor of Lesnar's elimination, and Lesnar and Goldberg will fucking tear each other apart because Goldberg would have speared Paul Heyman on the outside, preferably through a barricade, and that would cause chaos and a massive all-out war on the outside while the Rumble is still taking place. So that would be 2 all-out wars to kickstart WrestleMania feuds that happened during the Royal Rumble. It would be Rollins and Triple H, and then Goldberg and Lesnar. There you go. That's what I think is going to happen. And again, it would be a play on the scenario from 2005 of Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels. Finn Balor. Finn Balor's name has been in the news a lot. I do think that Finn Balor will be in the Royal Rumble. I do think Finn Balor will be cleared for the Royal Rumble. I would not be surprised if WWE withholds him from the Royal Rumble and has him come out at Monday Night Raw. But Balor is going to be in the Royal Rumble, I predict. And if I was to pick a top 3 for the Royal Rumble, I'm going with Zayn. No, it's not going to happen, but I'm gonna go with it anyway, because if it does, I want to be right. Gonna go with Zayn, I'm gonna go with Strowman, and I'm gonna go with Finn Balor. Now, I want to add Samoa Joe to that list as well, because I mean, I think everybody would love if Joe won. So you can add a top 4 to that. Those are my 4 picks. At the end of this review, I'll tell you who exactly I think is gonna win. But as far as these other rumors that are going around, I'm hearing things like Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble or Bray Wyatt, which I would not mind winning the Royal Rumble. But do you see people invested in Bray Wyatt in a main event at WrestleMania? No. Especially with Randy Orton. Do you see that? I mean, Meltzer is talking about Orton and Wyatt in the main event of WrestleMania for the WWF title. Or WWF title, I wish. WWE Championship. I don't see it. I don't think it's got enough build. I don't think it's got enough steam underneath to main event WrestleMania. When I think WrestleMania, I think Cena Undertaker. I was thinking, I don't know, Styles versus Joe. Styles versus Undertaker. Something along those lines. You know? Orton versus Wyatt. Great undercard match. Fantastic. But for a WWE title at WrestleMania in the main event, I don't think so. I think Orton is well past that. I think Bray being a WWE champion in 2017 is certainly not out of the question, but winning the Royal Rumble and being in the main event of WrestleMania, no. I don't want to see Orton win the Royal Rumble. Please, God, no. Okay? I know that rumors are going around, started by Meltzer and this and that, and people speculating about Randy Orton. Randy Orton is not a... I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Randy Orton hasn't impressed me. I think he looks hungry. He looks great. He looks the best I've seen him in fucking years with this Orton-Wyatt angle. But do I want to see this angle culminate in a Randy Orton Royal Rumble win? No. Why? He's had his day. He's had his time. You know? But I don't want to hear it because Meltzer's reporting about it. And we're going to be talking about it on the podcast this weekend. I don't want to hear it. I think that's the new talk of the town. I think that's the last on the list of scenarios. Do you think this Wyatt family drama is worth the WWE Championship in a main event? No. Sorry. I don't think so. And the rumor is Orton's going to win the Rumble and Wyatt's going to win the Chamber. I also heard that possibly Styles, Orton, and Wyatt have a triple threat. Now, I wouldn't mind that. But do you think that's main event worthy for WrestleMania? I don't know. 50-50 on that. I still think WWE is going to end up giving us the worst of the WrestleMania scenarios. And with the talent that they have, why would you give us the worst WrestleMania scenario for that card? I don't get it. Seriously, I just don't get it. But as far as the rest of my list, Balor, I think he is going to be in the Royal Rumble. I think he is going to be in the Final Four. I think he is going to make his triumphant return. And I think he's going to have a huge implication on the outcome. I honestly do. And you could go many ways with Balor. He could win it and fight for the title that he never lost. I mean, realistically, he doesn't have to win the Royal Rumble to get a title shot. I mean, he never fucking lost the title. He should be granted an automatic rematch as soon as he steps back in the fucking ring. But I don't think WWE's going to do that. Maybe he wins it. Maybe he goes against Reigns. Maybe he goes against Owens. I don't know. Maybe WWE gives us something completely out of left field and Finn Balor eliminates The Undertaker in the Royal Rumble. And that kickstarts a feud between the Dead Man and the Demon. I think that's the best way to go. I think that's the unpredictable scenario. I think that's the best scenario out of all of them for The Undertaker. If you're going to cancel John Cena, a match with Roman Reigns is not going to do any good, bro. Unless you are 100% committed to turning Roman Reigns heel, it's not going to work. Does Roman Reigns win the Universal Championship? Or does Kevin Owens retain the title, lose it at Fastlane to Goldberg in 90 seconds, and then Goldberg and Lesnar's the title match at WrestleMania? Or Kevin Owens wins the title, retains the title, moves through Fastlane, has his match with Jericho at Fastlane, goodbye, and then Owens can move on to Balor. Or Owens can move on to Zayn. A lot of different scenarios, man. There's too many to think about. There really is too many to think about. Now, the last thing here on my list was the Kenny Omega rumors. Obviously, he's going back to New Japan. I wanted Kenny Omega to debut and win the Royal Rumble, going on to the main event of WrestleMania, fighting AJ Styles for the WWE title, aligning himself with Gallows and Anderson, reforming what the Bullet Club should have been with AJ Styles in WWE. That was a fantasy thing that I just couldn't help but write down. Pardon me. That's that. The Rumble, I think it's going to be exciting. And there's only 22 of 30 competitors announced. Who I think is going to be in the Rumble? Dillinger will be out at number 10, most definitely. If WWE doesn't do it, fuck them. Joe is going to be in the Rumble, so that's 24. I read today that Tyler Bate is going to be in the Royal Rumble. That WWE is going to have him come out in the Royal Rumble. I don't see the reason for that. I understand he's the new UK champion and he hasn't been on TV since he won the belt. But putting him in the Royal Rumble, in which he has no chance to win in the land of the fucking Giants, being a 19-year-old, I don't think so. So Tyler Bate, probably going to be in the Royal Rumble. That's 25. Kurt Angle will not be in the Royal Rumble. Shelton Benjamin will not be in the Royal Rumble. Okay? So who else is going to be in the Royal Rumble? I could see some of the cruiserweights being in the Royal Rumble. Maybe a Jack Gallagher. Maybe a Rich... Actually, Rich Swann is going to be... Actually, Rich Swann could be in the Royal Rumble. Cedric Alexander. Neville. You know? Want to reward those guys. First time in the Royal Rumble. You could do that. Jack Gallagher, like I said. I could see a Zack Sabre Jr. being in the Royal Rumble. WWE wants to hire him for a night. I could see that. WWE might enlist DDP, as always. Maybe we see Bully Ray in the Royal Rumble. Kane is not on this list. Maybe we see fucking Kane. You know, I don't know. But I don't think there's going to be anything that's... I don't think there's going to be anybody that's going to fucking knock your socks off. I don't think we're going to see... I don't know. Jay Lethal or somebody completely out of left field. We're not going to see fucking Hulk Hogan. You know. We're not going to see a Daniel Bryan. We're not going to see a Shane McMahon. We're not going to see any big free agent. We're not going to see Matt Hardy. Like, we're not going to see nothing like that. It's going to be within the WWE realm, a Hall of Famer, you know, someone who's on the payroll right now. Not going to be nothing too big. We're all awaiting Joe, and we're all awaiting Ty Dillinger. Those are the big two. And I think Joe is going to have a huge Royal Rumble. As far as most eliminations, that's going to go to Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin. Joe, as well, he'll have his fair share of eliminations, but I do think Braun Strowman's going to break the record for eliminations. I think Baron Corbin's going to be right there next to him, neck and neck, for eliminations in the Royal Rumble. Iron Man, I'm going to go with Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn is going to pull a Bob Backlund from 1993, and I think Sami Zayn's going to last close to an hour. or whatever the time is now for these guys modern day in the Royal Rumble, being that it's 90-second intervals instead of 2 minutes. You know, back in the day when Backlund and Flair were fucking breaking records for all-time records, you know, it was 2 minutes. And the model Rick Martel, he had the record before Flair had it. So, or Greg Valentine, guys like that who lasted 40, 50, 60 minutes, it was every 2 minutes. Then they changed it to 60 seconds. Then they went back to 90 seconds. Then they went back to 60 again, and it stayed at 90. I do see Sami Zayn being the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble. I think Sami Zayn's going to come in anywhere between 1 and 3. And I think he's going to last. If he wins it, I'm going to fucking strip down to my fucking underwear and I'm going to go streaking in the streets. Because I would have told you so. And I'm going to fucking brag and I'm going to fucking tell you I told you so every single video until WrestleMania. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I'm too smart to realize that this is WWE. Okay? Sami Zayn winning it would be the prototypical best situation here. Because it just is. It just is. It builds and concludes, you know, Sami Zayn from Braun Strowman. It builds towards Kevin Owens. It builds towards, you know, overcoming the authority and the underdog from the underground and being fucking held back. And people want somebody to fucking believe in. You're going to be seating 60,000 people at the Alamo Dome. Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble. There's no way you can fucking tell me Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble is not going to be epic in that fucking arena if it happens. There's no way people cannot be on his side cheering this guy. Especially if he comes in early and lasts through the Lesnars and the Undertakers and the Goldbergs and the Strowmans and the Corbins and the Joes. There's no way you can tell me that Sami Zayn is not going to be there at the end and get cheered. Come on. People would be all over that. They love that fucking shit. They love that shit, dude. Come on. Sami Zayn is the future of the company. He's one of the best in-ring workers. He's quietly been one of the best in-ring workers in the WWE. A match with Kevin Owens would really bring WrestleMania to a fucking worthy main event. What would you rather see? Roman Reigns and The Undertaker? Goldberg versus Lesnar? Right? Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt? Or Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the Universal title? Come on, man. Answer's simple. Owens versus Zayn. I think Sami Zayn's going to be the Iron Man. I do see Dolph Ziggler getting eliminated by Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler is going to be doing commentary. I do see Jerry Lawler getting his revenge after that super kick to the chest on Dolph Ziggler by some interference. I don't think Jerry Lawler is going to be in the Royal Rumble match itself. That would be a mistake. But I do see Ziggler kind of sticking it to Lawler, and Lawler, you know, doing something, maybe grabbing an arm or getting up from the seat and fucking getting up on the apron, something to distract Ziggler, and then having him be tossed out by maybe an Apollo Crews. I don't know. I could see it happening. Do I think it's going to happen? Again, I don't know. These are just ideas I'm throwing out there. I'm going over every possible scenario here, okay? Other than that, I don't really know what else is going to happen in the Royal Rumble. Final Four. Who do I think is going to be in the Final Four? Final Four is going to be Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, and Sami Zayn. I think those are going to be the Final Four. Balor and Joe, they got a history. Zayn and Joe, they have a history. Strowman and Zayn have a history. That's what I think is going to be the Final Four. Joe, Balor. Now, this is unconfirmed. We don't know if he's going to come back. I'm just under the assumption that he will be back. Joe, Balor, Zayn, Strowman. That's it. Or, if I was to replace Balor, I would do Joe, Zayn, Corbin, and Strowman. That's what I think. Who I think is going to win the Royal Rumble? If Finn Balor is not in the Rumble, I am going with Samoa Joe. I'm going with Samoa Joe. If Finn Balor is not in the Royal Rumble, I am going with Samoa Joe. If Finn Balor is in the Royal Rumble, I am going with Finn Balor. Who do I think Finn Balor is going to fight at WrestleMania? Kevin Owens makes the best choice because he gives Owens a marquee match instead of being in a fucking opening match with Chris Jericho. Or you could do Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor. That's what I think is going to happen. But if Balor is not there I see him fighting The Undertaker. I think Joe wins it, challenges John Cena for the WWE title. I don't see AJ Styles going into WrestleMania the WWE champion. If Strowman wins it, I see Roman beating Owens, and I see Roman versus Strowman for Raw for the Universal title. If Sami Zayn wins it, Kevin Owens is the only logical choice. Or we could get Owens, Balor, and Zayn in a triple threat. Or we could get Zayn versus Balor, and then Owens could go fight Jericho. If there's one thing to come out of this Royal Rumble, it's so many fucking possibilities, man. It's like a fucking puzzle. So many possibilities. I'm going with Samoa Joe to win the Royal Rumble. That's my choice. If I was to choose a second, it's Braun Strowman. I want Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's my unofficial first choice. But I got to be a realist here. I don't think Sami Zayn's going to win the Royal Rumble. Though I think he would be the perfect choice. Samoa Joe's going to win the Royal Rumble. That's that. As far as the rest of the matches on the card, this is fucking nearing 2 hours. This is over 2 hours. Holy shit. Told you it was going to be epic, dude. Cesaro and Sheamus versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. I do not see Cesaro and Sheamus losing the titles. Apparently, there's going to be 2 referees assigned to this match. It's not going to make a difference. The referees are fucking retarded, dude. Who cares? Cesaro and Sheamus will win the titles, retain the titles, I should say. I don't see Gallows and Anderson doing jack shit in a division that has literally no teams. You got Enzo and Cass, who are nothing but fucking comedy, right? Serious team in NXT, comedy entertainment on Monday Night Raw. Go figure. New Day, apparently they'd rather fuck around with Titus O'Neil than go back after the titles they lost after holding them for 480 days. Don't understand the logic on Monday Night Raw. Cesaro and Sheamus win. And you guys know the deal. I would have the Broken Hardys come in and revitalize that tag team division like that in February. We don't got Kenny Omega, but maybe. We got Broken Brilliance coming to Monday Night Raw. I don't know. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. I think Sasha will win. I don't like the fact that they're playing off Sasha's knee. Oh, it was hurt in the Iron Man match. She was in a Hell in a Cell match, but she comes out without a fucking scratch on her body. Then people want to tell me, well, JD, she took the week off. Let me see you go into the Hell in a Cell and take a week off and be okay the next week. You fucking retarded? It's Hell in a Cell, bro. You need multiple weeks off from Hell in a Cell. But the Iron Man match did more damage than the Hell in a Cell, so I guess there was no reason for the Hell in a Cell. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. I am going with Sasha Banks. And happy birthday to Sasha Banks. Thursday was her birthday. Happy belated birthday. Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi versus Alexa Bliss, who, by the way, is engaged to Buddy Murphy. Sorry to break your hearts and have your dicks go limp, because I know you're all hard for Alexa Bliss. I mean, who the fuck wouldn't? Alexa, Mickey, and Natalya. Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi. I don't know, man. This is a tough one. This honestly is a tough one. I'm gonna go with the face team. I'm gonna go with Becky, Nikki, and Naomi. Naomi hasn't been on TV. She needs a big win. You know, Nikki Bella has been on the receiving end of Natalya for a couple of weeks now. Becky Lynch has had La Luchadora all these weeks, and Mickie James fucked her up on SmackDown. Alexa Bliss is just throwing it in her face that she overcame Becky and outsmarted Becky. I'm going with the babyface team. I'm going with Becky, Nikki, and Naomi. I think they're gonna win. And just a little tidbit here. I like the pre-show, man. I like the pre-show. WWE, for these big events, should make the pre-show an unofficial a part of the event. You know? Because look at the main card. You got the Rumble match. You got Owens and Reigns, Styles and Cena, Charlotte and Bayley, and Rich Swann versus Neville. You got 4 championship matches there, and then the Rumble. That's fucking great. That's what I want to see, man. 4 championships and then the Rumble, which is 4 hours anyway. So it's going to be a great show. You know, Cena Styles is going to get 30 minutes easy. Charlotte and Bayley probably going to get like 20. Owens and Reigns probably going to get like 25. Rich Swann and Neville, you could give them fucking 20. And then the Rumble. You know? I think WWE's got a winner right here. We talked about the Rumble. Winner of the Rumble match, obviously a World Championship at WrestleMania, depending on the brand. SmackDown wins it, SmackDown title. Raw wins it, Raw title. It's not going to be SmackDown wins it and then they challenge for the Universal title. Not happening. Different year, different brand split. Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. I honestly don't know, man. And, you know, you look at these matches, and I feel like WWE is swerving us and fucking trolling the fuck out of us. I haven't cared for the build. I haven't cared for the matches that these guys had up until this point. I think Kevin Owens needs the win. I think Kevin Owens should win. But how can you bet against Roman Reigns? I mean, how could you? How could you? I am going with Roman Reigns. And I think Roman Reigns is going to win the Universal Championship. And he's going to go into WrestleMania the Universal Champion. That's what I think. I think Owens should be the champion going into WrestleMania. I think Owens presents WrestleMania with the better wrestler in the main event. But this is WWE. This is Roman Reigns. This is their guy. They wanted the belt. They wanted this opportunity on Roman. They're going to give it to him. AJ Styles versus John Cena. I went back and forth on this match several fucking times, and I probably said John Cena on LeBar's podcast this week. I'm changing my fucking mind again. I'm going with AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles is going to win the WWE Championship match here, and then he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it in the Chamber. That's where I think John Cena wins the title, and I think we get John Cena versus Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. It's going to be the match of the night. Besides the Rumble, this is going to be the match of the night. Styles and Cena, the promos have been money. Cena has been showing heel tendencies. Cena has been really, really fucking lighting the fucking promo world on fire on SmackDown. Styles has been kind of disrespected. You know, the poster thing was brought to light on SmackDown. Where's his placement in the poster? You know, John Cena was on the Today Show calling him this guy from Atlanta that he's fighting at the Royal Rumble. AJ Styles said that Cena couldn't handle it in the Indies. You know, Cena and his argument were, listen, I didn't need to be in the Indies, man. I wasn't built for the Indies. I was built for this. I was built for WWE. So these guys are money, and this is going to be a money match. I think this is going to be the best match of their encounters at the Rumble. And I think AJ is going to take it. I think AJ is going to take it. I think he needs one solid win as a WWE champion. Dean Ambrose is great and all, but, you know, it's not really that impressive to get a win over Dean Ambrose. I think AJ Styles needs to solidify himself as the WWE champion. He's going to beat John Cena, and then John Cena is going to win the WWE Championship and walk into Mania as the champion. He's probably going to win that at the Elimination Chamber. Charlotte versus Bayley. I do not see Bayley winning the title. This is an easy one. Charlotte will keep her undefeated pay-per-view streak alive. I don't care for the match, so I'm not really going to say much about the match in general, but Charlotte versus Bayley. Charlotte will win. Charlotte will retain. She will take that undefeated streak to WrestleMania, and there she will probably lose the title to Bayley or whoever is in the match. I'm hearing a fatal four-way match between Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, and Nia. I would just rather have it be the three without Nia, because I don't think Nia is ready for that. But Charlotte will win. She will beat Bayley. And it's not really something I'm looking forward to on Sunday night. And then Rich Swann versus Neville. I think Neville is going to be rewarded with the championship. I think he's going to beat Rich Swann. I think Neville's work has been outstanding as a heel. People thought that it was going to flop. People thought that it wasn't going to be believable as a heel, or Neville as a heel. He's proved everybody fucking wrong. They said the same thing about Mickie James, to be perfectly honest with you. You know, she was unveiled as La Luchadora. She came out the following week, following that steel cage match with Alexa and Becky. She came out to her fucking, you know, happy-go-lucky music, the same old classic Mickie James music, and she fucking laid a verbal fucking barrage on not only Becky Lynch, but the Women's Revolution. So she looked great, and she sounded fucking great, and she put everybody to rest who doubted Mickie being a heel. She'll be fucking great in that role, and I can't wait to see more of her. Same thing with Neville, man. He grew the beard out. They tweaked his theme music a little bit. It's believable. He's tough. He's played the role fucking brilliantly. I think he takes the title from Rich Swann, and I think we see either one of these guys in the Royal Rumble. I think we see either one of these guys or both in the Royal Rumble on Sunday night. But Neville is going to be the new Cruiserweight champion. The division needs to be built around him. And I think if you really want eyes on the division, Monster had the best fucking idea out of anybody with the Cruiserweights at WrestleMania. You give the title to Neville, you have him go into WrestleMania with the Cruiserweight Championship, and you bring in Kota Ibushi to challenge Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship, an outsider coming into the WWE at WrestleMania to build that division up with a fucking match that will blow away anything on that show. That's the best thing to do for the Cruiserweights. That will get them over. That will get them notoriety. That will fucking put them on the map. And people are saying, well, WWE's not going to hire Kota Ibushi because he's not with the company. He's not signed. Who gives a shit? It's WrestleMania. You want the best wrestlers in the world with your company on the show. If he's not signed, fuck it. Sign him to a one-match deal. Have him put Neville over. And that is it. He will have done his job. He will have made his money. And WrestleMania will be better off for it. Think of the show. Think of the card. Think of the brand as a whole. And stop thinking about your fucking political bullshit that he's not signed. Get Ibushi on the show against a heel Neville. Crowd at WrestleMania would fucking go crazy over that match. And that is your Royal Rumble preview and predictions. It's tough to go over the Royal Rumble. It's tough to do a preview and predictions for the Royal Rumble because the Rumble itself is just so fucking unpredictable. And for the first time in fucking years, WWE's finally done something right with the Royal Rumble. It's unpredictable. So many goddamn fucking scenarios. Oh, one other thing. Who I think is coming out at number 1? Who I think is coming out at number 1, 2, and 3? I think it's going to be Big E, Kofi, and Xavier Woods. I think they're all going to come out 1, 2, and 3. That's my prediction. That's your Royal Rumble. That's your off the script. Fucking 2 hours of off the script. How do you like that one? I'm done. I'm exhausted. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much for lasting with me. If you lasted up until this point, I want you to hashtag in the comments, goon. That's it. If you lasted up until this point, if you made it this far in the video, hashtag in the comments, goon. That's all I got to say. Anyway, I'm JD. Thank you guys so much. Check out the sponsors. Well wishes to all the subscriber stories. Thank you to everybody that participated in the PayPal Rumble. Reach out to me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Like I said, take care of the sponsors, man. Check out the Audible. Check out the Gamefly. Check out LeBar's podcast. Enter Wrestle Rumble. Buy your t-shirts for WrestleMania. Please. Barbershop window. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. And then you got thatwrestlingclub.com. Show those guys some support. Reach out to them on Twitter and tell them that you've seen the unboxing right here on Off the Script. Thatwrestlingclub.com and then ProWrestlingCrate as well. Thank you to ProWrestlingTees and That Wrestling Club for their fucking support of the show. I love those guys. Thank you so much. Hope to work with you guys again in the future. Speaking of That Wrestling Club. So I'm done, man. Over 2 hours of Off the Script. I'm done. Spent. I'll see you guys on Saturday with more great news. We'll actually have an actual show news-wise. We'll get right into it on Saturday. News about WrestleMania all over the place, man. So don't go anywhere. It's just getting started this weekend on Off the Script. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up, and I will see you all on Saturday morning for more wrestling news right here on Off the Script. Talk to you later.